There's
We're live?
How many trainers?
We're
getting live.
They not like us.
Okay.
That strawberry shortcake was great, by the way.
I bet, dude.
That's right.
All right, we should be live any second, man.
We're not live.
Dude, I hate
We
being
should be live.
We're not live.
Live on a Thursday.
God, waiting for it.
Bro, you can just
oh my
see
God,
my
I had to
head.
immediately get an ad.
Oh my god, this is terrible. Oh my god. I look so short compared to you.
No, it's for Game of Thrones from 12 years ago.
Oh my God, I
we're
feel like
live.
an ad for Magic the Gathering on a Yugioh.
That's it.
Oh, I can't comment on that. Hello, everyone. It's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another episode of Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Crazy 8's. This is episode 115, the finale of arc number 9, Kuai-Dueling in the Dark. Appreciate all you guys being here. This is going to be a...
Echo.
Is the other mic on?
Let me fix the echo real quick.
Just before you do the whole thing, you have to redo the whole thing. I know you don't waste your time.
Amazing.
Can you hear me? I feel like I'm not in the mic.
All right, echo's gone. All right, I guess we'll take it from the top. Hello! No, I'm kidding. I appreciate... Sorry, what happened is when we set up the second webcam, I did not mute the mic on that webcam because we usually only have one camera.
Cam volume.
So that's what happened. So we do apologize for the echo. Sloppy start, that's all right. It's only going to hopefully get better from here, but, you know, we'll see. No promises. We have a dual setup here because we got a loaded podcast. Yes, that's right. All 5 people on the main team. And then, of course, the person themselves, EntameSubs. Aura, how you doing, Aura?
I'm good.
Aura, it's great to have you on. Aura usually, of course, joins us for the finale of these arcs, so it's very, very cool. Excited to hear your thoughts on arc number 9 and 115, of course, as a whole. We are also joined at this table by Nick T and Pete.
What's up?
Gentlemen, how are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Oh, good. How about you, Pete?
Doing good, man. How are you?
I'm great, man. I am ready to talk, dude. I got to tell you.
When are you?
Listen, I got a lot on my mind. It's going to be good. And then we got the other table way over there. You guys, I know it might look close. They are about 50 feet away from us. They are genuinely not close. We don't have to yell because we can hear each other, but they are far away on the other side of the basement. Calibro, Dredge, I see you guys over there. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Thanks for having me.
I'm doing great, bro.
They do have to share one mic.
We're over here in the bullpen, you know?
Unfortunately, there was not room for a sixth mic in the
wasn't
budget.
in the budget.
Yeah, we had to make some budget cuts.
Wait, what did that exactly go to? Funkos again?
No, I got to tell you, man, it went to a lot of things. It went to a lot of things.
Pete, there's new Funkos, by the way, just in case. How many new ones?
There's one new one.
What'd you get?
I did get the Aaron Rodgers Funko. Jets.
You're
You got it.
disgusting. You're disgusting.
What about Jason Kelsey?
That one I ordered like 6 months ago.
Why do you have a Jason Kelsey one?
It was him with no shirt on celebrating the Bills losing. So it's an anti-Bills.
You know what? That is kind of sick.
It's
Is
an
it with
anti-Bills
the
Funko
whole
Pop.
get up? Yeah.
Correct. But anyway, 115
Oh, yeah, I see him. That's dope,
is
actually.
going to be, well, we'll talk about it. This episode is going to be crazy because there are so many different things that we can theorize. Obviously, we'll tell you whether we like the episode or not. Last week, we had Jake from Jake Goes Online on. The picks were for Udius to Uemu. Chat, you guys actually polled Uemu at about 55%. So this was a very tricky duel to pick. I thought it was unpredictable, really right down to the end of it. We got some backstory here. Obviously, the main takeaway, of course, is UDS for the second straight arc, ending the arc by defeating Uemu. But obviously now Uemu seemingly has her brother, well, definitely has her brother on board, whether he is actually on board because he believes in Uemu's plans and ambitions or for some other reason. We'll get into that. Yugioh still with Uemu. There is a lot to go over. Really a crazy, crazy 115, as these arc finales usually are. But before we get into it, I want to thank everybody that either donated or super chatted in last week's episode. So a very big thank you to Legendary Duels, to Jake Goes Online's friend, Marco Polo, to Electric Kevin, Dylan Peddle, Night Fury Lover, Ice Aiden, Andros the High Warrior Alpha, Pick Rick, Gravity Hero, Goose, Philip Rosewood, Alex V, Colin Cleaves, Dark Emperor J, Lloyd Gramman, Elaine, Pink Penguin, Space Cowgirl, and Natalie. Huge thank you to everybody that donated or super chatted in last episode. I truly do appreciate it. Thank you so much. There are 2 ways to support the channel if you choose to do so that way, which is not expected. The super chat function on YouTube or the link in the description. But thank you guys, and thank you so much for being here and being a part of this lovely evening. All right, does anybody want to get us started here? 115. Do you want to start?
Looking straight at me. No. I want to hear else's opinion.
Okay, I always like ask. Sometimes the guests that join us like to start it. Sometimes they like to wait. So I always, we like to treat our guests
Hey,
right
Dill.
here. Yeah.
Why don't you start?
All right. I guess.
Come on, Kuai-Dueling.
Come on.
I mean, if
Speak for us.
Yeah.
I saw a video. Well, we'll get into that later. But listen, I what to say about 115, man? 114, I thought was a very good episode, and I am going back to 114 very briefly because I felt that when the Yuumu reveal happened, it was great. It was the best thing that could have happened for her character, but the big questions still remain. Why and how? Those were the two. The why, to me, was the most important one. Those were the big questions, and Yuumu being the Dark Meister was great, but it had to make sense. The execution had to be well. Were they going to go all in? Were they going to kind of like put their feet like halfway in, like, oh, Yuumu is going to join up with the guys after 115, and she just kind of was sad, but she's out of her sad girl era now, and she's back to joining up with Yugioh and the gang.
Nah.
But that is not what happened.
I don't know if you should use modern kids.
I like that.
terms.
No,
I'm trying.
I'm
That
here
was
for it, honestly.
funny.
Yeah,
You can go with
I'm
that
trying
one.
to be more relatable.
That was good though.
Yeah, thank you, Cal. I appreciate it. Yeah. So anyway.
I think it's good to give the audience secondhand embarrassment.
Okay, well, I mean,
I-
no,
You
that-
thought she was on your side
I
for a
thought-
brief moment.
and then I remembered, who she was.
You can use the lingo. I
Thank
give
you,
the pass,
thank you.
yeah.
I appreciate. That's very on fleek of you, Nick T.
Oh my
Do
god!
you immediately regret that?
Immediately regret that. What year is it, though?
All right. Anyway, the other
All
co-
right, that count. That's good. That's
the other big concern that a lot of us had is Yuumu being manipulated. Is she being brainwashed
Yeah.
by somebody?
I was
I
scared.
never had that concern.
Well, there you go. So I guess it wasn't everybody,
You were
but I know
sleeping well at night.
I know I certainly
I
had that
wasn't.
concern,
For the
especially because she had been
dono.
brainwashed a few times prior. But anyway, didn't happen. Thought the execution with her was really, really, really well done, and I love that she's genuinely like totally off of the rails at this point.
yeah.
And there's a few, I think, reasons for that. But I think they all make sense. The first big thing I think is that when you're isolated, and she was actually like on death's doorstep. I mean, she said it herself that she was about to literally die. And then of course she saw the ship and then the food, and she was saved. But when you're isolated like that with no human interaction for however long it may have been, 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, I don't know, do we know the exact time that it may have been?
It was probably a month.
Probably a
because
month, okay.
The Dark Matter Empire was only a month old.
Okay, so
Yeah.
probably a month then. So she's isolated for a month with nobody to talk to, and the only thing that keeps replaying in her mind is Yuga's memories.
Yep.
Yuga's memories, and how Yugioh may have went off to the future, but she still has this guilt and feels like that her job is not done, and that her job, in order to give Yugioh the future that he deserves, that she feels like he deserves, is to become Otis, so that he can have that experience and eventually like live out the future where he comes back with Luke and with all of his friends. And so those memories, and of course she got those memories in the last arc, are just kind of playing on her mind, and with no human interaction, being led to basically like insanity, I think makes a lot of sense. So I think the why was explained very, very well. That she, and another moment that I loved, she sees all of the Valkyrian bodies, and her first reaction is not to think about like them, not to think about Yugioh, not to think about the Valkyrians. Her first reaction once again is Yugioh. She sees the Valkyrians, as shirts, basically all like they're gravestones basically, and her first thought is still Yugioh. And I think that is the most telling about where her mindset is. And I think given everything we knew, everything she did at the end of the last season and the last arc, I think it makes total sense. So there were moments throughout this episode where she really tried to mimic Otis. The one that reminded me so much of Otis was at the very end when she lost the duel and the life point counter is going to 0, and you just see her crack a small smile right before like the white envelops her basically. How many times did Otis do that?
Every
right?
time.
I mean, that
The
was,
only thing substantive of his character.
Right. And it's like, oh, he smiled there. What is it? And so Yuumu doing that, it's like, all right, she really is trying to like lean into this like Otis gimmick, which I absolutely love. And then, another thing, and again, I want to keep it general because I want to hear from everyone. So I don't want to ramble on about like every little thing. We're going to do that later. I love the amount of gray area characters we have right now going forward. Yuumu, not really a gray area character. Udius, I feel like you have Team Yuumu, Team Udius, and you have a few people that you feel like are on those teams, right? Like the Dark Men minus the Fukamara minus Fukamara. Like Fukamara is kind of in a gray area.
Yeah.
He's
Fukamuda?
yeah. Fukamuda. I was gonna say that is the one character I did not bother to learn his name.
I flip the U and the A every time I say it.
Yeah, that was the one character I did not bother to learn their name. I know the other three. Unfortunately, I know Bria, but now we have a situation where he's like one of the more interesting Dark Men, but he's in a gray zone. Yuhi is in a very much gray zone to me. I don't know what side he's going to end up being on. Yugioh is in a gray zone. I don't know what that guy's thinking at all right now.
Yeah.
So you have all of these gray area characters where you don't know where their allegiance is going to lie, and that to me is super fascinating. And then the other thing that I'm really interested about is how is Udius going to process and react to all of this, right? Yugioh maybe smoking a blunt, as Pete suggested, but Yugioh is leaving him again. Yuhi, who was by his side, I mean, we talked here last week, and I said, yeah, I just can't see Yuhi. I think it was Crystal who had mentioned a couple of times, oh, man, I guess we're not going to get, like, Dark Yuhi. And I'm like, yeah, at this point, he's just way too aligned with Udius, and I can't see it. And then he leaves.
Yeah.
And then he goes on the ship. So,
dap up.
I mean, that's crazy. So, like, how is Udius going to feel about that? And then if Udius has a little bit of doubt, is Kuai-Dueling going to be, we don't know the dynamic Udius and Kuai-Dueling are going to have. Was Kuai-Dueling just able to take over his body in that moment? Or will it be like a Yuya, Yuto, Arc 5 situation where they're all of a sudden able to, like, talk to each other and switch out and in when they have to? That's super fascinating to me. So is Kuai-Dueling going to be able to, like, have a negative impact on Udius and his, like, mental health because of all this?
It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays
like,
out.
Kuai-Dueling did say, beware the Odos, right? And I love that line, great line. And even Asaka, saying, like, hey, we're going to prepare for war, and it shows the twins. What a great ending shot that was. But, like, I don't like, fully trust Kuai-Dueling's words on the Odos, because Kuai-Dueling is, like, not a good guy, right? He's not.
No. Says you.
But it would be like if Marek at the end of Battle City, and I said this last night, but it would be like, hey, Yugi, beware of Tristan. And it's like, all right, well, okay, Marek, there goes Marek again saying nonsense. You know what I mean? Like, so
I feel like
you're reaching on that.
No, well, Marek after Battle City, the evil had left him, but he was like,
Tristan?
Well, I'm just saying hypothetically. So, like, I don't know if I don't know how much I trust Kuai-Dueling.
Okay, so a better comparison would be if Marek said, hey, beware of Yugi.
Yeah.
That would be like...
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's a better comparison.
What are you talking about?
Right. That's a better comparison.
That's my Yug.
He pulled... Hey, Joey. Marek pulls Joey.
I hate when you do the voice. I hate it.
But anyway, there's a lot of characters that I don't know who to trust. I don't know what to think. I don't know where their allegiance is gonna fall as we are headed into a war that is going to dawn upon Matsuba Town. Man, what a great freaking episode! And these last 39, 40 episodes, I can't wait. I really can't wait for them. So that's my general thoughts. I mean, I loved the episode. Does anybody else want to go? You want to go last, Aura?
Yes.
Okay. Nick T, you want to just swing it down? Or Calibro?
I'll go.
All right, yeah, go, Cal.
toss it.
Oh,
Ping pong
other
it.
table.
Hey,
yeah,
ping pong it.
I wanted to bring the bullpen in,
Yeah,
Joe,
I
you
know.
dropped something.
Wow.
You really
You heard that from all the way over there?
Oh yeah, I saw it. I didn't hear it actually.
I didn't see it.
The episode I thought was really, really good.
Mhm.
I think that Yumu playing this villainous role was very, very well done. I think the duel was very, very good, very back and forth. I didn't really love the fact that Kuai-Dueling kind of won the duel for Udius because he's like, oh, I can't let Udius mess up here. I have to take this one home.
Here.
You said that before, and that's exactly what I was thinking in my head. I was like, Udius, he doesn't really need a big
he
win.
beat her last arc.
Yeah, no, but like, to me, it's just like he doesn't even really get credit for the duel, and he put himself in the position to win. He was literally one card away, and when he flipped it over, Kuai-Dueling was like, "What's up?" But or Nick T's Joey voice, with Udius, hey. But
I can't do it on command.
Yeah. Well.
It's
Sorry.
gotta come
I'll
natural.
warn you next time.
Thank you.
No, but just generally speaking, I thought it was a really, really good episode. I think that Yuhi Yuhi leaving with Yumu to me felt a little strange. I feel like there wasn't like a 100% support on his end for her.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't want to go too far into that.
Yeah, that'll be a talking point. Yeah.
And then with Fukamura, like, is he just gonna join Udius's team, or is he just gonna be on the in between? Because technically, he doesn't like anybody from the light, right? Like, those are his enemies,
right?
But he clearly stayed back with them and didn't go with his entire team. So is he just gonna be on his? I mean, he is the shut-in. He may just sit in the little ball and not do anything. But I also thought that was interesting that he was kind of sitting on the fence.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I liked it a lot. I also really liked Yumu's the second fusion monster.
The contact
dark
fusion with the contact fusion.
Yeah,
that was
sick.
Very cool.
That was a really cool card. I'll butcher the name. I won't remember it correctly, so someone else can write it. But I thought that was really cool.
Very cool.
And honestly, I thought Udius was dueling very well.
He was.
Until he got swapped out.
Yeah.
So that was my one, about it. But also, Kuai-Dueling coming back is pretty sweet.
Well, that's it, right? He's just such a freaking awesome guy. I mean, I love him.
Captivating, man.
Yeah, I mean, I did an updated top 10 villains list a couple months ago. That's up on the channel for anyone interested. And I put Kuai-Dueling in my top 10.
Yeah.
The only Rush Hour villain I have in my top 10.
And if Yugioh's not going to be speaking, Kuai-Dueling speaking,
I mean,
is
Yugioh,
just as good.
The only word Yugioh said, I believe, was in response to Kuai-Dueling showing up.
Yeah.
And even Yumu had a very weird line when Kuai-Dueling showed up. She was like, "Oh, aren't you a little early?"
Yeah.
She was. It's like almost she was expecting it.
Yeah.
It was her reaction time, right? That's how she knew.
Oh my god!
Please,
You're
a bastard.
Let this die.
Too early.
Please let this die. Please let this die. No, but the whole "you're a little early." I took it to mean because there were only 2 Damamu when Kuai-Dueling revived.
Right.
2, yeah.
Yeah.
They needed 8, but they only had 2. So he and the thing is when the 8 appeared, it wasn't like they actually appeared. They were just kind of like little blobs.
Yeah.
It was kind of like forcing a resurrection with not enough material.
Yes.
So.
I thought
Actually,
that was
that makes a
strange
lot of
too
sense.
because there was always 2. And then out of
and
nowhere,
we
there's
had,
just 8 glowing in the sky. And I was like, huh?
And they established that they need to duel and win in order for Damamu to multiply. So the duel hadn't even finished yet. And then, I think Kuai-Dueling basically kind of forced his resurrection, which is why Yuamu is it's too early for you. There's not enough material to resurrect you yet.
That makes sense.
It's weird to me because, I know they mentioned it and they're like, oh, this has to be the way. But, did they really confirm it? I feel like it's more of their theory, that this must be how it works, rather than it's definitely every time we win a duel, she multiplies.
Yes, but that is the only thing we have to go.
No, I know,
far.
but I'm just
no, it still is a theory that they proposed.
It definitely has to do with Damamu in terms of the revival, but in terms of how she multiplies, I feel like maybe it's just the energy that comes from these duels, and because it's such a powerful duel, she's multiplying before the duel even ends.
I mean, true.
But they don't show it, so then you don't really know.
What I think the way I interpreted it was the fact that 8 is still both those things can still be true. Damamu only multiplies during a win, and 8 is still what's necessary to revive a Valkyrian, but technically, Kuai-Dueling hasn't been fully revived. His entity, as an entity, sort of. But he still only exists within Udius. So maybe 2 was enough to get him to exist again, and then in order for him to have a body.
Yeah, but the weird part about it though is that they show 8 glowing Damamu, but it's not 8 of her or them it's all the glowing silhouette.
Purple,
almost.
it was weird, but it was cool.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, right, when Yugioh won, Damamu didn't multiply.
Yeah.
So
True.
So there is some merit to the duel needs to end on their victory.
Yes.
In order for Damamu to multiply and in order for them to get another resurrection on a Valkyrian.
Yeah.
And then because when Yugioh won, they got that dark power. That's what they got.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think Damamu can all of a sudden they'll change the rules to where Damamu can suddenly get energy from a duel that hasn't ended yet.
Yeah.
So I think the whole Kuai-Dueling forcing his resurrection with not enough material is why he could rematerialize through Udius, but he doesn't have his own body. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that does make good sense.
I mean, he is the kind of proto Valkyrian in a sense. So if there's anyone that could sort of force, their own resurrection.
Manipulate it a little bit.
It's somebody, he has a powerful life force.
Yeah. But no, I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dredge, you want to go next?
Sure.
All right. Your general thoughts on the episode.
General thoughts. So there was a lot in this episode.
There was.
I really started to think about it. So it's like I had to watch a second time, and even after a second time, I'm still confused.
Same. There was a lot. Yeah.
So I think that's why I would say it was that good, very good, but I wouldn't call it great.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair, dude.
I'll start with things I liked. Great for Yumu's character. Thank God she didn't come back and become a good guy right away. We love that for her. She clearly was not manipulated. Again, the unfortunate dark matter storm picking her up. Coincidence. Also, the second coincidence.
We will talk about that.
We will. Second thing. The fact that, remember, she becomes Dark Mind and says, I just had a feeling machine. Second coincidence. So that was had some issues with those things. But no, great for Yumu's character. The animation this episode is great. I love the contact fusion into another contact fusion. That was really cool as well.
Super sick.
Someone who watched GX contact fusion was cool. A little older mechanic. Confused though about how I understand you made a good point, Dill, about how if you're alone for that much time, how you can you start thinking and all she thought about. But let's also not give Yumu all this credit for thinking about Yuga. Shouldn't she be more concerned about her twin brother?
She should.
Let's think about. Let's be honest.
Should.
Let's be honest.
You
right?
could argue.
Dean. Or your great grandfather. Who are you more concerned
Grandson.
Grandson. But either way,
no. Answer the question. Who are you more concerned about?
No, whether it was my great grandfather or great grandson, it would obviously be my brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's also we have to take into account here too, right? Is that Yumu? What do you want to say?
No, well, I think that logic only applies to someone who's like
I understand you have a
mentally
mess
sound.
I understand. Okay, that's fair. So if you want to go there, that's
saying
what I'm
she's
getting
not
to.
completely sound because she's been is plagued by the memories of her ancestor.
That's exactly,
or her descendant rather.
I agree that's fair. And again, she's been
not saying she's insane, but she's definitely going through something.
No, that's what I'm trying to get to. Is like clearly she's not in her right mind, right?
Right.
It's not normal for her to care more about Yuga, who she only met like realistically a couple months ago, right? It's her ancestor, and again, he's had a crazy past. We all know Sevens. We all know what happened with Otis.
Going through it, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's been going, and unfortunately, her memories are all his, right? So she's seeing it all constantly. So, of course, it's like anything, it overtakes you, right?
Yeah.
I think, on the other side, the thing is, like, she only took Yuga's side, because, like, she was sympathetic to him, but she was also sympathetic to Kuai-Dueling. She's just a bleeding heart in general.
She is a bleeding heart.
Yeah, because during the Kuai-Dueling duel, she was like, everything he's doing is really selfish and really bad, but I can't seem to hate him after like knowing everything that his backstory. So she's always been a bleeding heart. But I feel like the reason why she took Yuga's side, rather than just being like, oh, I feel for him sort of thing, is the fact that everyone else was against him. So I feel like in her mind, it's okay to not quote unquote care about Yuhi as much because everyone else has his back.
Nobody has Yuga's.
But nobody has Yuga's back. So she wants to be someone that has his back so that he's not alone.
Yes.
Completely understand.
So
your
then
point.
it's like, you're like, oh, well, Yuhi has Udius, he has all the people of Musuba Town, he has like everyone kind of like on his side, but no one's on Yuga's side.
Again, so I understand you make a really good point. You're absolutely right, but that's still he's your twin. I understand your argument. Your argument makes sense, but it's again like Yumu just all of a sudden.
Well,
like,
she has it to a level of obsession.
Of course,
yeah.
She
does.
That's my point.
Yeah.
If they had shown all these Yuga memories and maybe one or two of Yuhi,
that was all Yuga,
right? Like it's not like, oh yeah, my twin brother, that guy I grew up with my whole entire life, built UTS with. So that was where I was like, I'm not a huge fan of that. But again,
well, that's the villainy, right?
Course,
I mean,
and that's what we like, though. We love that. So again, it's like I don't like the way they did, but Yumu as a villain has been great. My other question, I want to know if Aura or you could answer because I'm still confused. You said it was the Kari off stream, but so Yumu decides she can have the Dark Meister, right? She kind of puts herself, takes her hand.
Yes.
She's all this cool get up, looks great.
Yeah.
But then she starts building the Dark Matter Empire with her hand. What
I
happened
didn't
there?
quite understand it either.
Right? Because she just goes, and all the Dark Matter Empire just builds. And I'm just like, I'm still confused.
I thought I missed it.
I said this, I watched it twice.
To be honest, they kind of like glossed over
it.
They
do, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go over it next episode, or we'll get more information later.
My whole thing was like her creating the beings that were the Dark Men made sense. She uses the dark matter. She's a combination.
Of course,
like,
with the common curry
like,
or whatever.
I'm following. Like she's discovered this power, and that makes sense.
For the dono.
I was like,
yeah.
oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, how does she just like, is she like a wizard, bro? Like,
yeah, like maybe her creating, I don't know, I'm just extrapolating here. But
I assume they're going to tell
like there
us,
was
right?
a distinct answer to that yet.
I think we will get one. So that was another little thing I had. Love the Yugioh's like chant for the
Sevens Road Magician
yeah, that was
chant.
Cool.
That
was throwback to Sevens. I love stuff like that. So that was awesome. But again, just the Yuumu, like, again, she's a great villain, but I just was confused about what she did with it. I'm still confused about it. They left us at own point. Yuhi, I think we've kind of touched on it. Yuhi's probably going to like see what Yuuma's going to do, right?
Yuhi will talk more about for sure.
I know we're gonna. And same with Yugioh. Yugioh still just kind of like,
I think he said a total of one word in the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, but he's just a very patient observer.
Yeah.
And again, shout out to Kuai-Dueling returning. Kuai-Dueling, whatchamacallit, is I'm too loud. I'll be quiet.
No, not you.
The sound alerts?
Yeah, they keep saying they're really loud.
It's hard to hear us.
So either we're low or that's high.
That's crazy.
I had it minus 15.
Thank
All right.
you
for How is the sound alert now? I have it minus 20. I mean, it's barely minus 15. It was barely charting. I'm surprised, but it should be much lower now. Sorry about that, guys.
It was the other alert, I think, that was loud.
I'm doing my best.
Sub alert.
Is there a second alert box in there somewhere?
The Twitch one, maybe.
No,
still
just another alert box.
I mean, because it's like it's nothing over here, so like the sound is so low, so I don't know what you guys are hearing.
No,
technical difficulties.
That's so strange.
that is
The sub one.
It's got to be picking
And
up
they
somewhere
said
else.
Cal's pretty quiet. Can we
Well, no, so
boost
that
his
was
mic?
that's just because he didn't talk.
Yeah. No,
There's one mic over there.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Okay.
that one
one's good.
makes sense.
The
Yeah.
sound effects, we are in trouble.
Yeah, you're still getting that's loud.
Yeah, everyone's saying it's super loud when you replayed it.
Why would it be loud?
Just bring it to like negative 30.
It's at negative 28.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
All right, let me replay the sub.
It's got to be because of the split screen or something.
That's barely charting.
It could be a
Is it still
Streamlabs
loud?
thing.
Is it still loud?
Let's see.
You know how Streamlabs is
Too
sometimes.
loud.
Yeah.
What the hell?
That's what I'm saying. You know when it shows my game volume is good, but they can't hear it? It's probably the same thing.
Yeah.
If only we could show you guys how it's metering right now. It's like
It's like not
nothing.
metering.
Yeah.
It's like not even there.
No. Dak is right. This is what you get for using Streamlabs.
Yeah,
It is
right.
probably a Streamlabs.
Why did you crank it?
I turned the alert box off. If it's going to be too loud. That's all right.
Last thing I want to talk about, I will say the Kuai-Dueling, captivating when he's on the screen. Love Kuai-Dueling.
my
Kuai-Dueling's
God.
great. Zuijou's great. They both are great. Only qualm with that, they got brought back very quickly.
Yeah.
Right? They weren't even gone. Like, arguably, Kuai-Dueling was gone longer, I'll say that, right? Because Yugioh went after Kuai-Dueling, right? Or no, wait. Who went first?
Yeah.
It was Yugioh first or Kuai-Dueling that kind of went, like, died first?
Kuai-Dueling.
Kuai-Dueling
It
died
was
first, right?
Kuai-Dueling, 'cause he
Kuai-Dueling's been
died
gone
at
longer.
90.
Yeah, he warned that the Velgarians
So-
were going to die,
Yeah.
and then eventually
But
Zuijouh
mind
did
you,
die.
the Velgarians aren't technically dead, are they? They're
No,
just
he's
shirts.
wrong. Yeah.
So that's another thing. I'm like, Kuai-Dueling did say beware the Odos, and clearly by that end shot at the arc finale, yeah, beware the Odos. Yuumu together. But Kuai-Dueling coming back, and the fact that the Velgarians are not dead, we definitely need to figure out why is that thing when he said, oh, they're all going to be like dead, like perma-dead. And now we're shirts again.
Well,
So-
possibly my thoughts on it, maybe Yugioh going back to like his own timeline.
But he didn't get back to his own timeline. You said that.
Right.
We don't believe
Allegedly, I don't believe he did. And then Yuumu being swept up by this coincidental dark matter
Two
wave.
coincidences, one episode.
Wait, I mean I'm calling horse on that, but we'll get into that
we'll get there,
later.
we'll get
And I have a theory about who that was, and just wait till you guys hear that one.
Oh, I can't wait. Dude.
So,
gonna be
I
great.
believe that outside interference was something Kuai-Dueling was not able to calculate for,
Okay.
and that maybe caused somehow the Velgarians to have a chance to be revived.
Definitely possible.
I think
Yeah,
there was
overall,
some
again, strong arc.
or he was
finale.
just straight up
Yeah.
wrong.
Strong arc finale. I just also again, I haven't been a fan of the Dark Men other than Darkmeister, right? Again, thank goodness
Darkmeister's
Fukum. Can you pronounce Fukumura actually has a brain and goes, wait, like light, like we're dark. What the? I got it.
Something's
the
wrong.
other three are just kind of there, like we got Mommy, who we all.
Mommy is Mommy.
A fan of Mommy, like just so I can really like.
Well, I love Bruyere. I love Bruyere.
But all
I am number one Bruyere fan.
Now you know how I felt
Why
with
does
Nick
this not
Yagi.
surprise me?
Bruyere has no fans.
But
You are
Bruyere
dead.
only says all right, well, okay.
Listen, if Bruyere has 100 fans, I'm one of them. If Bruyere has 10 fans, I'm one of them. If Bruyere has one fan, I'm that one.
Okay,
if Bruyere has no fans, I'm dead.
I like Zayat.
Okay, there you go.
Am I the only one that likes Zayat?
You're lost on Zayat as well.
I like Zayat.
Like,
You could
yeah,
cheer
Zayat's
into
fun.
oblivion.
I'm hoping in this next arc, if the Darkmen with Yumu are continuing to be a threat, I'd love to see the Darkmen actually win some duels. Show me that they're relevant. Because if they just come in this next arc and lose again, just to set up Yumu or somebody, I'm not a fan of them losing.
You want to see Bruyere win a duel?
I'd like them to do something. Even if it's Bruyere, it's Zayat, it's Sabuus, someone needs to do something on that team because otherwise there's.
Well, let me paint a picture for you, my
they're
friend.
not going to win.
No, let me paint a
Bruyere eat
picture.
the curb.
Yuumu, Yuhi, Yugioh on the front lines. On the secondary lines, you have Bruyere, Zayat, and Sabuus. They're heading to Matsuba Town, and they're looking at the best duelists Matsuba Town has to offer, right?
Not much.
Because
Osaka.
we have the war. No, the Jersey
Go
Devils.
Oh my
I
God.
would have
Run!
Sure. You have to find, and I hope Osaka is listening, you have to find the Mad Gasser of Mattoon.
Yeah.
We know he is in the show. We've seen him. He walked past Epoch.
right.
We
He's
know
right.
he's in
He's
the
right.
show. You have to do, and you guys have your hands on your head like I'm crazy.
You
have
showed
to
him
do
to us. You showed
everything that you can in order to save Matsuba Town and stop Yuumu and her crew. You've got to get that guy on the front lines.
Dylan.
Thank
know
you.
if he's a good duelist,
for
or if he
the-
duels.
I saw him. You can tell he's a good duelist.
Still, some might say they need to.
He's got a killer aura. He reminds me of Raphael in the original Yu-Gi-Oh. He's got, as Yami Yugi described him, a killer aura.
Dill, you might say they
Yes.
need to spring into action, wouldn't you?
Spring Heel Jack.
Yeah.
The problem is, I'm not going to make an outlandish claim like that because we don't know if he's in the show. So I can't. As much as I'd like to, I'm not going to get that ridiculous because we don't know if he's in the show.
But he could be.
He could be. But anyway, that's just, we're painting a picture here. Pete would love to know your thoughts on
Would
115.
you? I mean,
I would.
After just hearing that,
Yeah, can you give me a shot? I would like that.
Yeah. I mean,
There's still some soju in the fridge.
I thought everybody had great points. I don't really have much more to add, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to take up a ton of time. I honestly just like the little joke of the CPU joke in this episode, where, it's her first creation. He immediately knows, oh, you just kind of kicking me out because I'm annoying? And she just sends this man
Heartless.
packing.
Heartless.
Instantaneously, and that's why
boom, your shot.
And that's why we meet him
Amazing.
later, because she just kicked him out and left him behind. So I thought that was a really good joke. So.
Yeah, it was. Well, we'll talk more. But overall, you thought you liked.
I
the
thought it was
episode?
good. I agree
Yeah.
with Dredge. I wouldn't say great. I thought it was good.
Yeah, fair.
Good episode.
Nick T, your general thoughts.
A lot has been said about how I feel about it. I will say I thought it was great. I loved the episode. I loved a lot of the energy and aesthetic that went into it, like just the way Yuumu carried herself and continued to carry herself after the loss was huge for me because that was a big concern.
Yep.
I mean, that was why I picked her to win in the first place because I couldn't foresee her just not being the Dark Meister anymore. Like, this had to continue given, we had questions that needed answering. We had story that still needed to be told, and that is actively happening. And I'm really excited about that. I think it ended us in a really good place, especially with the twist of having Yuhi, for whatever reason, join her side. Whether it's for twin solidarity, whether it's to kind of see out what she's doing, or sort of a spy, any any reason there, I'm like, yes, this is sick that Yuhi's joining her. Especially we should have kind of seen it coming. The get up, it just kind of made sense that they'd be now on the same side.
Yep.
After garnering very similar outfits. But I love Kuai-Dueling popping out.
Apparently you're very loud.
Yeah, the only thing I think I really wasn't that high on, the only thing was what the point Dredger had raised, where I'm like, the why was made very clear, and I liked that a lot, especially with the Yuga kind of his memories plaguing her and her wanting to see out his future, the future that he believes in. but the how was a little unclear. Even like creating the beings made sense. It was just how, like, since when could she do this, or what gave her the ability to do that. But I think that, along with this dark matter storm, I think may come. I think answers will come.
Yeah. When Yugioh at the end of the duel gave that like head tilt while smiling while giving the speech, I was like, at that moment, I was like, yeah, she's lost it, dude.
Yeah,
she's totally off of her rocker.
I'm not even fully convinced that
in your opinion.
Yeah, I don't like lost it is like a maybe, like, because I feel like she has her facilities, like she is like with it, but kind of pushed to the point where it's like, I think, yeah, just being like played with, like, not even necessarily guilt, but like a what's the word I'm looking for? An obligation to her descendant to see out his vision, especially with knowing the things he knows, seeing the things he's seen, and only seeing that.
Yeah.
So I think it just kind of makes sense for her.
You don't see in any way that she might have a point at all?
Yeah, like
from what you know
what
so
I mean.
far?
Like, I think I wouldn't go as far to say lost it, because I think she sees that there's a point in what Yugioh sees in his future.
I think everybody has a point.
Yeah, like, I don't necessarily.
I know
think
you
she's
put
right.
stock in a lot of people that are not actually real, but you don't see any point whatsoever. Nothing. Even if you don't fully agree with it, you don't see. Like, I don't think she's psychotic like we've seen some villains. You don't see anything to it?
I definitely see a point, but yeah, she's become very apathetic to anybody that's not Yugioh.
Right. I think she definitely has gained tunnel vision of it.
Yeah.
I think exactly. My point is, like, I think she thinks she does have a point, whether it's morally correct or not.
Correct. Yeah. No. I she definitely believes she's right. There's a lot of people.
And
that
yeah,
believe
you could definitely. Well, even a villain would think that they're correct.
I mean, Marek had a
but
point.
It's like, I don't think
again,
it's just
the
insanity.
conversation.
Thanos had a point.
But it's like, I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's anything wrong necessarily. Maybe the way she's going about it, not great.
Yep.
But protecting your family is not a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
And I can't entirely fault her for that.
Yeah.
Hell, I couldn't even completely fault Kuai-Dueling for his reasons why he felt the way he did.
Yeah. It's like
You know, he had kind of like an identity crisis.
No,
in some
that's
ways.
fair. I am
securing a future for
it's very different in my mind, like looking at them and then looking at a Marek or a Lightning, where I'm like, you're just nuts.
Some people just
like,
want to watch the
there's
world
something
burn.
wrong with you.
Lightning had a point, right?
So Lightning has more of a point in your mind than Yugioh.
I didn't say more of a point. I said he had a point.
Okay.
Listen,
But yes, yeah.
And you know what this is all leading to, right? It's very obvious to me.
No.
It's all leading
Don't
Say
do
it.
to Otis showing up and unmasking. And then we get to see who actually becomes Otis.
Okay, I thought you were going to say something completely off the rocker. I was ready to turn this into a weapon.
Well, I know.
But that isn't off the
poisoning.
rocker. The scary thing is that that's not
I still believe, and I've believed it throughout the whole show, that like Otis is still out there somewhere.
Yeah. One of the scariest moments of the show could be to see to have Otis appear and reveal himself
that's
to
like
be someone we've seen.
Right.
And it's like,
right, and
whoa.
either it's going to be, Yugioh, and it's like, oh wow, she actually is destined to become Otis, or it's going to be like a totally random character.
It's going to be weird.
Imagine if he unmasks and it's just Kuai-Dueling.
how
my crazy!
God.
Manipulated everything in Go Rush. Manipulated everything in 7.
I wanna kill you right now. I'm gonna commit a felony.
How crazy!
I would not be a fan
How
at all.
insane! No, and I don't think it'll happen. But like, that's
What
the
was
thing.
it that we were saying? Like, oh, it's Udius. It's
right.
like,
well, I believe I do subscribe to the theory that there were 2 different Otises in
yes,
7s.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
Thank
I think
you,
you're
Dredge.
I think you're the
Thank
only
you.
one that subscribes to that.
There's got to be a couple.
No,
people.
because then this is where you spin it, where you make the hype behind it, and then say, "Yeah, there's been a few things I pulled off of Twitter, and I'm just gonna make a video about it." It's like you made the original post.
You are the hype machine.
It's brilliant. It's a brilliant business.
I've seen a lot of people talking about this one.
Seen a lot of people talking about it.
The Otis.
No.
You can't even say it. You can't even get out with a straight face.
Well,
No.
All right. Anyway, enough. We got a lot. We're gonna talk about Otis a lot tonight. Aura, I know you're not here to talk about Otis, but I'd love to know your thoughts, generally speaking, on 115 and just this arc, the first arc of season number 3. We're assuming the final season. We don't know that for sure, but we're assuming it's the final year. Your thoughts on 115 and arc 9 in general?
I mean, I loved it. I enjoyed like all the little character episodes as well because I like all the Dark Men.
Well, there you go.
Well, except one, but like it was mainly because I'm just kind of ambivalent on the last one.
Thank you for the dono.
Yeah, I'm just kind of
he's
okay. He's
kind of
okay to me. He might get better now that he has more like quote unquote spotlight. Potentially because he turned against like the other Dark Men in Yuamu. Yep. But no, I love this arc. I loved all the Dark Men. Like they're like my new favorite like 4 people to make memes of because they're really funny.
Yeah, they are very funny.
They're really funny. I mean like I knew Yugioh was gonna win one way or another. Like he's never lost a finale duel.
Right.
Like just from that logic, he's never lost a finale duel. And the protagonist, or at least the person who stands in for the protagonist for a finale duel, has never lost.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they were gonna break that here. I don't think that if Yuamu lost, she would become like nice.
Yeah, and I'm happy they did it. Yeah,
yeah, that's what I was worried about.
Yeah, I had complete faith that like she wouldn't like nothing would really happen, and I was right.
Yeah,
like she just continues on her path.
Yep.
Because like if it was that easy to convince her to stop, like why would we have all this in the first place?
No,
why would
I agree.
Make all of this in the first place,
I
right?
agree. Yep.
The Dark Men, the Dark Matter Empire, like using the Dark Matter Zone with like all the shirts of the Valkyrians, like, it just feels like if it was that easy to convince her to just stop and like go home or whatever, it'd be kind of anticlimactic.
It would have been.
It would have been terrible. That was kind of the worry.
It would have been arc ruining.
It would have been very
so thankfully that is not the route they went.
Yeah. So anyway, I really liked it. This arc has been really fun. This arc has been has introduced like a ton of new characters that I really like. I wrote down a couple things mainly for.
Please.
That's a really good idea.
Whoops. Let me. Whatever.
Yeah, I think a lot of someone's enjoyment of the early portion of this arc is just how much you enjoy the Dark Men characters. I think if you really like them, then you probably really enjoyed the arc,
I will say, like, the one thing... I tweeted about this, too. The one thing I do, like, find really annoying is everyone going, like, oh, Kuai-Dueling was right. They should have bewared the Odos. And it makes me go... Like, it makes my head tilt, because I'm like, did you guys forget that Kuai-Dueling is, like, the villain?
He's
a
manipulator.
He's the entire reason this story exists.
Yeah.
Like, he and Yuamu especially wouldn't be doing what she's doing if Kuai-Dueling didn't make all of this happen.
It does kind of, it's a vicious cycle in a sense.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And the thing is, like, everything is a result of his machinations, even down to, like, him showing up in this duel.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because he's like, oh, the rules apply differently to me because I merged with Yugioh. Like,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, he could do literally whatever he wants, which is kind of tight.
Yeah, like, he's so fun because he's the villain. Like, he's not here to be a hero. He's here for himself.
Yep.
And that's what makes him so fun.
I do. I very much agree with that. I
so
love
it's
Kuai-Dueling.
like, okay, yeah, sure, I guess Kuai-Dueling was right, but, like, does that matter? Like, does it matter that Kuai-Dueling was right about Beware the Odos? Because in the first place, he's the one who caused all this.
He's the ultimate gaslighter.
He's the ultimate gaslighter.
It's brilliant. It's honestly a brilliant plan. He screwed up. Yeah. He lost. But he's like, oh, beware these people. Then he comes back and just saves the same people anyway. Gets the Odo is like, see, I told you. Bro, you literally did all of this.
Yeah, no.
He's literally gaslighting them.
Yeah, pushing someone to the brink of insanity and be like, see, I told you they were crazy. Well, I told you.
Well, it's come to my attention that people within the community have like, dubbed me as Kuai-Dueling.
Yeah. Oh, we saw the video before
and now you guys are saying that he's a manipulator and a gaslighter. Yeah.
What
does that mean about me?
Well, first of all,
we don't want to say it on your stream, man.
Anyway.
Well, first of all, you're Kuai-Dueling in the sense that you love yapping.
Oh, thank you.
That's not
it could have been worse, right? Kuai-Dueling's got a lot of bad traits.
He got worse
That's
traits.
not a bad trait.
he's got worse traits. No, you're Kuai-Dueling in the sense that you love yapping.
Yeah. One thing about him is he's a certified yapper.
Exactly. Everything else about Kuai-Dueling, you're not.
All right, thank you. That's one of the nicer things you've said. I appreciate that.
Even the good.
But yes, so the Kuai-Dueling being right point, which we did, talk about a little bit. But any other points you want to make before we move on to some of the more. And by the way, just what's coming up, we're going to talk Yugioh. What?
Oh, no, sorry.
We're going to talk Yugioh Yuhi. We're going to talk Yuumu and her desire to become Otis. Do we think that's actually going to happen? We'll talk about it. We're going to talk about the cat a little bit as well. Yuhi leaving, and this coincidence that Yuumu was swept up by a random dark matter air. But before we get to that, no. So may I say this? May I say this? I think you're going to appreciate this, Aura.
No, I'm
and
not.
I think actually the millions of
and
people
millions
of people watching are going to enjoy this as well. This is not something I say often because it's not something I'm able to say often.
So this can be something that's right.
I am wrong. I was wrong about something that I predicted.
Yeah.
How
are you gonna spin it, Kuai-Dueling?
Hang on. That's very vague. What exactly were you wrong about?
So I made the prediction. I guess we're moving on to this. I made the prediction that Yuumu knew something was coming for her at the end of the second season when she was taken away by this dark blurb. And I believed that. I really did. I believed that she had some sort of intuition and foresight that something or someone was coming to grab her. This episode has completely disproved that. So I do want to say I was wrong. Unfortunately, for me, I do, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll say I'm wrong.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are wrong and then, they just don't say it because they don't have to.
This chat is that.
Right. And that's fair. Listen, because I'm out beyond the microphone. I'm the guy who runs the channel. I'll say I'm wrong. I am basically standing in the ring, taking a sweet chin music kick from everybody in chat right to the chin.
Only wrestling people are gonna understand
right?
What you just said.
You can look it up.
Dill, can we act that out?
Music.
No.
Okay.
But let me say this. Yuumu was wrong.
No. You were wrong.
I was wrong about Yuumu.
Right.
Well, Yuumu is wrong, but yes, I
in your opinion.
Yes, I apologize for that. So that's my bad.
But
what other way are we gonna spin this now?
I have a new theory about this.
Right. All right.
Oh,
let's
boy.
go.
All right.
I know exactly what he's going.
Try again, my friend.
And I got to be honest, this theory, which I truly believe is going to come true, is better than Yuumu knowing it was coming.
Okay, because that one was like below the dirt.
I got to tell you something. Okay. I'm actually very happy that I was wrong about this.
Okay.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It was so Go Rush loves doing this, right? They love doing things that seem like a coincidence only to call back to it a little later on, and then have like somebody important being involved in, whatever seemed to be a coincidence. I think Kuai-Dueling is a perfect example of that, right? Nobody batted an eye at the narrator of all the intro episodes, and all of a sudden, Kuai-Dueling has been shown to be this master manipulator, right? The puppet string puller, if you will.
Puppeteer.
So, sure.
Yeah.
So I believe that Yuumu was not coincidentally taken by this dark matter wave. It's just too convenient. I believe she was taken on purpose so that she would create the Dark Men and get on the path of wanting to really, really become Otis. Mm-hmm. I mean, really. And now she feels she has the means to do it because of everything that transpired in this past arc. I believe we will find out that the character that was responsible for taking her in this dark matter wave is Otis.
Is her future self Otis.
And it very well could be. It very well could be.
It's
and
Yugioh.
I think I'm telling you, I think it's just way too easy of a coincidence and just like, oh yeah, we'll just have something random, just take her off in the wind. I mean, maybe that is what they're going to do, but I feel like Go Rush loves to make things matter. And I think this is something that is going to matter. I mean, this breeze or wind or force is what started Yuumu down this path of villainy, you can say.
Yeah.
And is what created the dark matter people and is what really got her fully on board on the path of becoming Otis. I think someone is. I just don't think it's a coincidence.
Well,
I think someone's responsible.
I think it's possible she could just be a victim of circumstance, and that's what led her down that path. Other than the specifics, do somewhat agree. I think it's possible because there's also just like a few shots over the course of the past couple episodes that lead to something else, point to something else being there.
Are you referring to that giant eye that we saw looking at Yugioh and Yuhi?
I just feel like there's another presence here that like hasn't been acknowledged by any other character yet.
I agree.
And Dylan thinks that's
agree.
Otis.
I don't. That's what I mean by I don't necessarily agree with the specifics, or can speak on the specifics.
Yeah.
But I do think that I think it is a little convenient, especially the fact that Yuga's ship, right? That is Yuga's ship.
It was Yugioh's ship, I think it was.
It was Yugioh's ship. Yeah. But Yuga's stuff was on it because he commandeered it.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
I thought it was
That's
Yuga's
right.
ship too.
That's
when
right. I had to
first
think about that.
Yeah.
Okay, but still, I think my point still holds there.
It's very convenient to be dropped off there.
Yeah.
Where all the Valkyrians are.
I
Could have
will.
been Yuga.
On one condition, I will agree, and that condition
big.
has to be that the person behind all this has to be a future Yuamu. It can't
I
be
like that,
some.
actually,
It can't be like some random third party, someone else
sure.
that's not her. It
So a
has to
future
be.
Yumu could be Otis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
The future Yuamu that is probably Otis.
I don't hate that, honestly. I actually
like,
really
like,
like
I would
that.
only agree with that theory if that like manipulator in the background that swept her up in that dark matter storm and like that eye thing, whatever, is just Yuamu, but from the future / Otis.
I'm fine with that.
As Yuamu.
I think I could definitely get down with that.
Yeah.
Because it actually it makes sense to that point where she's actively trying to become Otis. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
In the sense that the future self that has become it, it's not rather so
It's a paradox.
It's a paradox where in order for her to
Thank
become
you
it, the
for
future
the
self that did become
dono.
it has to prod her into becoming it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, she's kind of going in a direction where she's like, in order for us to get to Yuga's future, I have to prod the current, like our current time to go towards that future.
Right.
So like,
So
it
there's very
makes
much
sense.
awareness of
Yeah.
time.
So
here.
it makes sense that like, if she is already before she like even becomes Otis, if she's already aware that she needs to do something in order to connect to Yuga's timeline, then that would make sense that her future self, quote unquote, would know that in order for all of that to happen, she needs to be the one to push her past self forward.
Yeah. It creates a very interesting paradox.
Yeah, it does.
Which I like.
Doesn't she also need to gain immortality?
Yeah, I mean, she could also just kind of like do that whole upload consciousness or memories.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I guess
it's
there's
something
ways-
we have seen.
ways to get
It
around
also
it,
would
yeah.
explain a lot about Otis if that was the case.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know that one line that Otis said, you know, like the past makes who
I
you
know
are.
that
I know that painfully well.
Best line of the show.
Yeah, I feel like with
Potential
what
to
we
be.
know with what we know of Yuamu now, I think what happens is that my theory is that she does succeed in erasing her memories and becomes Otis.
Interesting.
And that she also knows that like she did erase her memories and she's kind of like missing like pieces basically. But like she's fully aware that she did that to herself, but it was kind of like for her own good sort of thing. So like I know that the past made me who I am. That's why I'm erasing the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you believe at this time that Yuumu is successful and becomes Otis,
Yes.
and that Otis that we see in Sevens is Yuumu.
Yes.
Okay. Pete, the Otis stuff, I mean, what do you make of it all?
I don't know. I don't really have anything to add to it. I
Yeah.
mean, we don't really know anything.
Yeah.
I will say, just to be on the record of it, like this is a way better crack theory of yours than the other one by
Thank you.
long.
Well, the other
long
one had
strides.
science, but it just didn't have enough logic.
swear to God.
Listen, I'm not Kuai-Dueling. I'm not going to get pulled into your manipulation. I'm just going to leave it there. There's a possibility of it. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's her. Honestly, even if they explain it, wouldn't be surprised if it's somehow Yuga. Like, I really wouldn't.
Yeah.
I like the Yumu stuff, I think, more at the moment, the way it's tracking. But, I don't know. It'd be fun to have some Odo in that spot. Or maybe it's a title that passes in that family. I mean, who knows what
It could be a
is.
mantle, yeah.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Which also timeline-wise could make sense. Like,
Yeah.
if not for consciousness, like she becomes Otis and passes Otis along to whether it's someone in the family or a protege.
You know, it definitely could. Yuumu right now, because she so badly wants to become Otis, it just makes me feel like she's not going to become Otis. That it's not going
She
to.
wants it so bad that it becomes Yuhi. It's Yuhi.
I mean, I think right now, I'm like
it's the perfect villain.
Yuumu. I would give like maybe like 40%. I think Otis, and then like Yuhi and Yuga, I'd give like 20% each, and then another 20% to like just nobody we've met yet.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel confident in like betting on any of them to actually become Otis.
It's impossible to know.
I'm also like
it's so fascinating.
I just feel like TV writing typically, if you're pushing for one character this far from the presumed end to be the character you want them to be, in this case Yumu to Otis, probably not going to be the case.
That's my
But the thing
thought.
is, like, they could also just pull a fast one on us twice, where it's like, oh, you think it's Yuamu, actually it's going to be Yuhi, actually it's going to be Yuamu.
And then switch back.
Yeah, because it's like, the thing is, like, the main reason before the last 2 episodes of this arc aired, I didn't believe for a moment that Dark Meister or Kuya-Luna the cat was Yuamu, mainly because it was too obvious. I was like, you know what, Bridge doesn't like doing this. I feel like it's too obvious that it's Yuamu. There's no way it's Yuamu, and then it turned out to be Yuamu.
Which is an interesting thing. Like, I love red herrings that are like, it's because it's so in your face that it can't be the answer.
Yeah.
It's oh my god. Oh, it's like it's Occam's razor, where it's like, oh, or it goes against it rather. It's like, oh yeah, obviously the simplest solution is the best one.
Yep.
So as viewers, we're like, well, it can't be that then.
Yeah, it can't be that simple, right? But I feel like maybe it can be that simple.
Yeah,
it could be, and I just feel like, I don't know. I agreed with you way back, and I still do now. I feel like Yuga's not done in the story.
No, I don't.
I don't know.
I mean,
he's
not.
It just doesn't feel like natural that the way they ended it.
They kind of even implied though that he may not have gotten back to it because they're like, well, he did make it. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I feel like there's definitely more there, like in my opinion.
I agree.
Like, there's got to be something cooking.
If you never saw Yuga again in this show, would you feel satisfied with how his...
No, I'd definitely be disappointed.
Yeah, me too.
Just, like, I don't need a big thing. They could have honestly ended it where they did if you gave me just a shot that he got home. I'm like, all right, cool, we're done.
Yeah.
You know, like,
we don't
the
even see
fact
him
that
home.
you didn't do that, I'm like, all right. And he didn't even get to have a line of dialogue towards the end.
No.
So that would be disappointing.
Yeah.
I feel like
Cal, your thoughts on the Otis stuff or Yuga?
Well, I'm just gonna chime in because with the amount of stuff going, I don't know if I have my own thoughts on whether I think it's definitely Otis or not, because I think that's like whether she's gonna be Otis. I kind of agree with Pete on the fact that I think it's so early and she's so invested on doing it.
I agree with that. Yeah.
There's always that little like thing in there that you're like, you know what? It's not going to be her because maybe she's not supposed to be it, even though she really wants it. And obviously the flip side of the coin, as Aura said, was, but maybe it's literally right in front of our face that they're hiding in plain sight, that she's going to get it
hide
done.
a tree in a forest sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that, I think both sides make a lot of sense. I also think Yuumu and Yuga's... like Yuumu's villain arc and Yuga's story in Go Rush kind of have to end at a similar time. So that's why I think Yuga is still going to be around because he's in her thoughts all the time, right?
Like
She's thinking about him. She has his memories, all this stuff. He can't just not be here.
Yeah, I agree.
Like he can't just not be here for the rest of the show. There's going to be a moment or a point in time at least where he either shows up or we get confirmation that he's home.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Because there's no way that they just leave it, right?
They're not going to imply that he is.
Yeah, you can't just
know that he
especially
is.
With he made it, right?
Dude, everyone in this, not everyone, but was it Udius or Yuhi, and I think Yuumu even to like, it's kind of almost implied that he might not have.
Yeah, I do think though there is a way where Yuga's the reason Yuumu got pulled into this Dark Matter Empire scenario because he's trying to get her on the path to becoming Otis.
I don't think Yuga would do that to someone because like he knows that being Otis is sort of like a being the villain, being a solitary existence sort of thing. Like he knows like what the consequences are of being Otis.
That's why
he was willing. That's why he was willing to become Otis because
he might not
he's
want
like,
that for his...
but he would not want that for anyone else.
But I think,
like that's just the sort of character he is, right? Like he's like
Yuga.
very self-sacrificial. He'll do.
I'm trying to make an announcement.
You have a new follower.
As long as he's the only one suffering, he'll do it.
Yeah.
But if someone else gets caught in the crossfire, it's different.
I feel like in this scenario, he's almost showing Yumu what it's going to be like if she becomes Otis, right?
Oh, to
so
deter
her in,
yeah.
Oh,
but
okay.
she's
I
taking
kinda
it.
like that.
But she's taking it the other way now, where she's like, "No, I'm going to be Otis," because she went through all this time alone, right? And ended up building this dark matter empire, and now if he's able to see what's going on, it's probably like, wait a minute, this was supposed to deter you from this, not bring her back. And I think that's what would bring Yuga back into this show, because I think he and Yumu kind of have to resolve the Otis thing, not necessarily together, but I think they both play a role in it.
Like in tandem, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's why, because I think ultimately at the end of the day, Yuga is going to be Otis, and Pete's theory is going to be right, and then we're all going to have to give him a standing ovation.
That I deserve a lot that day.
I do think that if anyone is controlling that, like, Yumu was taken away and it's someone we already know, it's either Otis or Yuga to me.
That would be crazy
I
though.
think those
Like,
are the
he
two.
went to show her like, hey, like you don't want this title. Look how bad it is, and she's like,
Yeah.
actually, this is pretty cool.
Well,
This is pretty cool. I think I'm gonna keep this.
that-
That is not what I was trying to do.
I feel like she got through like the loneliness aspect of it, right, by like building this empire, and now is like, wait, I kind of see the vision here of how Otis can be a good
This
thing.
was the moment Yuka knew he effed up.
Oh yeah, he effed up.
Oh yeah.
But I do think, at least in my theory, that Yuga was trying to show her what life as Otis could be like, in his hopes to have Yumu be like, you know what, this isn't all it's cracked up to be, or all I thought it was going to be. And now it's on the flip side, and I think Yuhi's now the man on the inside to try and convince Yubu still that it's not the right plan.
Oh, for sure.
Something Yuga did that was very, very weird that I still feel like doesn't have a great explanation, which actually made me think that maybe Otis was an AI that he built. Remember he named that like invention an acronym that spelled out Otis?
Yeah.
That was strange, right?
It was weird.
Like
still
I
is
wouldn't
strange,
name a creation or like my kid.
You said that back then.
So, right, like someone that I hate. And Yuga had.
Who are some people you hate that you would?
No, we're not.
Yeah,
Don't take the bait.
drop some
Drop a
hats in
name,
the
drop a
chat.
name. Give me a name.
No. I really don't. I genuinely, I really don't hate.
De La Cruz.
It's a good point. I'm not making an invention where like you basically like let's just say
crazy.
you put your right instead of walking to your hamper because it's an inconvenience. You give it to some robot. It wheels your clothes to the hamper and puts your clothes in the hamper. And I'm not naming that, the De La Cruz 2.0. We're not doing that.
No.
I guess it would be 3.0 in my case. But you know, I'm just saying, like, that's unbelievable. We're not doing that. So that was still weird to me that Yuga did name an invention after Otis. I don't know what to make of it, but we have a poll up right now. So please, I would love for you guys to vote. I'd love to know where you think this Otis stuff is. And, of course, I was going to ask Dredger for his opinion. He'll be back in a little bit.
Can I ask something? And
Absolutely.
I'm interested in everyone's opinion.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Obviously, Aura's not here
Surely.
often. Like, what, besides the story, wants you to see protagonists and antagonists? Like, what has Yumu done up to this point where you're like, yeah, she's a villain, she's lost it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like I felt like there's other villains, especially like Kuai-Dueling, that like, I mean, he made the space time.
Yeah,
he was messing with people.
Yeah.
Like, what has she done up to this point? But she's just been trying to steal some bread.
I
She hasn't
think-
really hurt anyone.
I think creating the dark matter space where she did within the Valgyrians so that if you defeat a dark men, the dark men will eventually go away because the Valgyrians' revival means that the dark matter empire ceases to exist. I think she knows the kind of human being or person that Udius is.
Okay.
She knows that would cause Udius
That is
hesitation.
pretty messed up, yeah.
And yeah, she basically
Forces his hand.
Right.
like-
and
yeah,
it's
like-
like, hey,
yeah.
if you want to ride the Valgyrians, that's fine. Just know all these dark men are all going to cease to exist.
I guess it's also your interpretation of like she made them out of nothing again, right? Like so they're very like they're the other side of the coin.
Well, I know
Yeah,
you
they
don't.
are.
But they are the.
are.
But like, it's just
I
being
agree.
real. Like they are the other side of the coin of the Valkyrians. And I think that's the point of the story, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I agree because it's funny because we. I'm just laughing.
I was being
It's
serious.
funnier- It's funny because of the conversation of well, do Valgyrians count as like a form of life?
I know you don't think they do.
Even if you do, like the whole point of the Darkman is to have that other side of it of like, what are you willing to sacrifice in somebody else's life to get back the people that you love?
No, yeah, and a completely serious conversation.
And I think Yuumu is also doing that in the sense that she's protecting her family because she sees that as the right thing to do. It actually
almost highlights the argument where it's like regardless of your definition of what's considered a living, a life form, whatever. Well, if that is, then they are as well, and it's your call.
It's a variation of the trolley problem.
Yeah,
it is.
But like,
also like it's more of a philosophical thing in the sense of like, well, if Valgyrians are life, then so are Darkmen.
And I'm not even going down that road to have that conversation because we've talked about that. But like, I'm more interested in. I guess we could switch to this if you want. Like, Yuhi is a mole. Like he's not not agreeing with any of this. He's clearly going to convince Yuumu. Yes. Like that's what's happening. Like even some of the kind of preview shots there of him talking to Yugioh in the next episode. That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I think he's more in that moment asking like Yugioh, like, what the hell are you doing here?
Yep.
Like why are you going along with this? What's going on here? I'm very fascinated in his position because I could see Yugioh going either way. I really can.
No, I could
see him also being there and playing that role as well, where like he's just getting more information.
Yep.
I could also see him going like, it's kind of the right thing he did. Like we died. It was the natural way that our conclusion ended. We shouldn't be brought back. Like I could see him doing that as well. I mean, he was at peace when he died.
Yeah.
So.
And we revived him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Against his will in some ways. It's not like he was asking to come back.
Before we get to Yuhi, because we definitely have to get to him. I just
you guys, no, you guys.
About Otis? You don't want to say who you think Otis is?
Racked my brain right now. I went upstairs to think.
Stop.
I swear to God, I'm trying to process. Like you guys are all got so many ideas in my brain. Just like
that is the craziest thing you've ever said.
No, I've said some crazy stuff.
But that's up there.
No, like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey,
well, what do you think about Yuhi?
I trust the studio to make it good.
Oh no,
that's
what
I'll leave.
What do you think about Yuhi?
What about him?
do you think he's a mole, or do you think he's gonna like support his sister?
He's literally there just to become Otis instead of Yuumu. That's all he's there to do.
Really?
100%. He's gonna take the fall for his twin sister. Not that Yuumu cares about Yui. Clearly, all thinking about Yugioh, but Yui's thinking about Yuumu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think he's just trying to bring her back.
Yeah, I think so. I think he knows the only way that he can get through to her is to join her on the ship.
And when he fails, he'll become Otis for her, so she doesn't have to.
I'm telling you, they're gonna throw. But this is all gonna culminate in the ultimate payoff of Otis showing up.
I hope you're right with that. I just want you not to do this again, where we build it up again.
I'll tell you something.
For it not to come true.
I agree with you. I'll tell you something. Otis unmasking, and then where everybody reacts, that can end an arc. That can end an arc.
I mean, yeah.
And then you know what I do? The next episode of the next
You're
arc.
not doing the backflip off the table.
We're doing a recap episode. We're gonna make people wait a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And then you know what I'm gonna do? The second episode of the arc after Otis unmasked. No, we're gonna show Otis's journey while all the events of Go Rush were going on. Still not gonna show Otis. Then you know what I'm gonna do? The third episode. Then I'm gonna show Otis.
Now, if you ever became a writer right there, I'm immediately finding where you were.
Hey, Dill, you want to know how many of those episodes I'd come to? None of them.
One of the manga series that I have followed for the past 15 years, it has been going on for a long time, revealed that the main character that we know is not the real the real version of the character that he claims to be. And it has been 3 years since that reveal, and we still don't know what his real name is.
I'd be lighting studios on fire.
We still don't know what his actual name is.
That's
He's
ridiculous.
still going by his moniker, and I'm like, that's all the power to you. But I want to know what your real name is.
That's
They're
ridiculous.
stringing you along.
Well, you know what? Let me just add to that
for
real
writers
quick.
like you would be.
Let me add to that real quick. And my position on this has changed in the last year. If you asked me last July, I would have said trilogy. I'm on board for it. Very excited. I'm not there yet, and I'm not going to be there during this show. But I think the Odos need to probably not be involved in Yu-Gi-Oh! 9. I think Odo fatigue may become a very real thing. And while I am so fascinated in the story of this family, and I love Yuga, and I've enjoyed Yuumu and Yuhi, and I'm excited to see their journeys conclude. And we have 40 more episodes to do it, assumingly. I think if we have another 3-year show in Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 where like the Odo family story is still going, I wouldn't be the biggest fan of it.
See, that's what I've been saying this whole time.
You have been.
I want all of this Otis, Odo, like the counterparts or the present and the past to all just be done by the end of Go Rush.
I agree.
I agree
like,
with you now.
we do not need like another 3 years of this.
We don't.
We've
Totally agree.
already had what is essentially now 5 years of this.
Yeah.
And so you add another 3, and it's gonna be like it's too much.
I
Like-
also feel like
We can't.
it gives the writers a cop out in some way, right? It's like you're not going to explain Otis again, so you find out in the 9th show. It's like I don't want to find out in the 9th show. I want you to find it right now.
Yeah.
We've been waiting like 5 years.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
tell us what's happening.
Absolutely. Well, what you just said, Dredger, is exactly the issue as well.
Because like I feel like I'm trying to think of shows that do something. Like I mean, you could argue Naruto, right? Naruto, Shippuden,
One Piece,
but
right.
One
You
Piece
always
is
bring
just
up One
egregiously
Piece,
long.
Jesus
like that,
Christ.
if he's trying to find something, it took him he's got to find it, or it's not there. Like, let's be honest. Like, come on, you only write so much stuff. But truthfully, it's like and Oric kind of summed it up great. We don't need more. Like, we've gotten enough, right? 5 years, like that's a long time. Like to talk about a group of characters, ancestors, or however you want to call it. It really, in my opinion, they'd have to like throw us one crazy 180 of why this needs to continue. And I
Right,
just don't,
and like if you think about it, like 8 years adding on, like hypothetically that Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 is going to continue this, like people grow up, like they go through
they're gonna be
grade
older
school,
than-
they go through grade school, middle school, high school, they graduate, they go to college in that time, and you're still harping on this story.
Exactly.
I
be a lot.
I want this to like end with this series, and I want something completely new for Yu-Gi-Oh! 9.
I agree.
Yeah, we have to.
yeah.
If I
go
can
on.
add to that,
Yeah,
too,
go on.
I think I know Go Rush has actually done a really good job in the sense of like, okay, you don't have to watch 7s to understand what's going on in Go Rush, but you definitely do get something out of it by watching 7s and then Go Rush.
Yep.
You make another show on top of that. It's like, well, shit. Now you got
The
two
barrier to
shows
entry becomes too
of stuff,
big.
and it's like
Yeah,
even if
too
they
big.
do another great job of like you can only watch the 9th show, you'll be fine. You're still missing key elements that we, as the viewers of both shows, we're getting more of an experience than you, and that barrier of entry is an issue for me.
Yeah.
It's a
Right,
big
and a lot
issue.
of people are like, "Oh, I only watched Go Rush. It's fine. I didn't watch 7s. I still know what's going
And
on."
that's
But like,
good.
you don't know what
don't
you're
get
missing.
the full thing. Like that episode going back
Yeah.
to 7s, like when we reacted to that is something else when it's just a different feeling you get.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we hung out with those characters for a couple years. Like,
Yeah.
we know what it meant to be there, what happened. You do miss that.
You do. You
It
do.
was like in Arc 5, towards the end of the series, Yuri uses super polymerization,
Yep.
a card that has not appeared in the anime for, oh my god, since GX. So it's been at least 6-8 years. It's
Yeah.
been 8-9 years since then, almost a full decade.
I was gonna say close
So
to
when-
10. Yeah.
Yeah, so like when Yuri finally used the card super polymerization, which is like kind of like the key card that the entire GX plot
Very
revolves
important
around.
card.
Right.
It was like a holy shit moment. Like that was like, oh, like they tapped into like our like kind of like our memories and
People
nostalgia of
freaked
that.
out, yeah.
People freaked out. That was such a hype moment.
It was.
That was like a great moment. But
Not
it's like,
for
but
Oscar.
if you
Come on, man. That was
Oh,
unnecessary.
come on. No, let me finish. But like if you weren't waiting to see that card again for the past 10 years, you didn't have the same experience, right? Or like if you just didn't see GX at all, it's like, well, why is Super Poly so great, right? But the entire like third season of GX revolved around this card. This singular card was like the catalyst to everything. And like yeah, sure, you can watch Arc 5 without watching like any of the other Yu-Gi-Ohs. But like all these like hype moments, the build up, the things that they tap into, completely different if you don't know the context.
Yeah,
or
sure.
completely different if you do know the context.
Right. And so as a viewer of like most show, like anything, I'm big on like, why is this happening or why should I care? Not why should I care? Like that makes it sound rough, but like what is giving this thing weight? Like as I'm watching, and I feel like you could watch Go Rush on its own, but there's a lot of things where I'm like, was that supposed to be impactful when it happens? Had I not watched 7s, like, oh, the that guy reveal as Yuga. For someone who hasn't watched 7s, like, it's just a thing that happened.
Yeah.
It isn't meaningful.
Yeah.
And like for me, that's a problem as a viewer. If I was just watching Go Rush, I would have been like, why do I care?
You know, in a way, I guess you could sort of they're kind of like setting up the story and the audience in such a way where if you did watch Sevens and you do know everything about Yuga and Otis, you're more sympathetic to Yuamu, right?
Thank
but
you
if you
for
didn't
the
watch
dono.
Sevens, you'd be like, she's crazy. Like she's just
Yeah,
gone off
that's a
she's
good
gone
point.
off the deep end.
That's actually a good
There's
point.
no reason she should be doing this. Why is she doing right? Like it's
Like,
kind
for
of
just
like
some guy?
pitting-
Yeah.
right? It's kind of like pitting the viewers against each other.
Which is actually interesting. Like it almost sounds tactical when you put it that way. So I
still remember like the very first interview the director of the series did was like, yeah, no, we wanted to start over and you don't really need to watch Sevens to watch Go Rush. Like he said that beat for beat. And I clown on it all the time because it's like, why would you, like, with knowing everything that you do now,
like, you set up
why
a
would
lot
you
of-
say this?
Yeah.
But then it's like, you think about it some more and it's like, okay, maybe he was sort of correct because it's sort of like, yeah, Yuamu's
it does change perspective.
yeah, it changes your perspective on Yuamu and what she's doing.
Yes, which actually, when you put it that way, I don't mind it.
You also have to sell the show, right? You can't just be like, "Hey, before you watch my product,
You have to watch
gotta
all
watch
the-
You
92
gotta watch
episodes."
92 episodes
You know?
of another
And
product.
people are like, "Yeah, f that. I'm not doing that."
Yeah. Well, that would be my big fear. Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 comes out, right? Yu-Gi-Oh! Galaxy's Edge, and it's like some
I would squeeze some trademark. issues
some
there.
guy on
Definitely.
Twitter goes, "Hey, I'd love to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Galaxy's Edge. It looks really cool. Do you think I can watch it?" And it's like we know what the show is about, and let's say it is heavily playing into the Odos again. It's like, yeah, you.
Well,
probably
you
should
could step
watch
in a moment like that
Sevens
and make
Go
one
Rush.
of those videos. Everything you need to know from the first two shows,
Yeah, and you'd
and
be
just
like-
someone watches it.
It's
you know?
free
You
content.
still,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
but you'd still miss content. But yeah,
for sure.
I'm glad you said that because actually I have videos and
I have 50 shorts that you could watch.
Oh God.
No. So, but no, you're right. I mean, like, 200 episodes is a lot to ask of someone before they watch a new show, especially if like they didn't watch the first two Rush Yu-Gi-Oh. So I don't know. We'll see what Yu-Gi-Oh 9 brings. And by the way, we'll know in 163 days.
And we'll probably all be here doing it.
Oh yeah, of course. A very, very, very exciting.
Well, there'll be also more people. I was just saying all of us will probably be the people that are here.
a character I really liked that got a 1-up on Yuamu that was not even in this arc at all. But I think it definitely, her stock somehow went up, even though she didn't have a single line in this arc, was Asaka. Yeah. I loved how they kind of did it where she outsmarted Yuamu. I think that was like a really cool way to kind of bring her in. And it's a cool way to end this arc because I think it's going to perfectly bridge into the next arc where I think Asaka is going to be one of the main defenders of Monster Reborn. And you know what? Let's talk about the people back on Matsuba Town for a little bit because we haven't seen most of them in a while.
Let's talk about them.
There is one character that I believe may very well join Yuamu's cause.
Yuna?
And that is Yuna. Yeah. I feel like it's obvious to say that. Maybe she'll feel that Yuga wouldn't have wanted this, and then she stands up to her. But that's the only route I see, and I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think she's going to join Yuamu's cause.
Yeah.
Especially because there's been growing tension between her and Asaka, right? They've shown that.
I could definitely see that. And we kind of left on a little bit of a cliffhanger with that relationship.
And I think Yuamu probably knows how Yuna felt about Yuga.
It's a perfect manipulation tactic.
Yeah,
Go
and
right in there.
that's what Yuamu is going to play into.
Don't
here,
you want him to exist?
Yeah, right. This is so he can have a happy future.
Yeah.
And if
You want that, don't you?
If Yuna believes it, which I think she will, I think she's going to join the fight against.
I think at this point she's in a position to be easily manipulated.
Yes, emotionally distraught and lonely. Yeah, I agree.
It's like, oh, we're actually gonna bring him back.
That means
He's gonna come
Asaka's
back if we do this right.
Asaka's second in command is Kuai-Dueling. And you guys think I'm crazy for saying the Mad Gasser's got to be on the line. Because
I mean, you
Kuai-Dueling
don't have to throw that much shade on
Oh
him.
my
Kuai-Dueling
God.
is not stopping a single solitary soul.
Hey,
Right.
hang on.
Tell's going to be the Dark Men in the duel.
No, he will not.
He will. Yes, he will. Yes, he will.
And as Colin says as well, Phaser, Tremolo's here. They don't count.
Phaser could do some damage. But Suijo Phaser, he's I don't think.
Okay, well, that's different.
Oh man! If we're gonna get Yugioh Phaser from this,
who's Yumu gonna send to take down Phaser? I think the answer.
I
that
mean,
makes more
like,
sense is
yeah.
Yui Phaser.
Yeah,
No, I think
could be.
Yugioh.
But I think
They need
makes more
Yugioh
sense.
Phaser would be more hype too.
Yeah.
And we could
two hot
actually finally get
characters.
Yuhi and Tremolo again, round 2, right? Could do
Or
that.
how about we get the Yuamu Tremolo duel that was foreshadowed?
Could also do that.
Way back at the start of
also
season
do
2.
that.
Damn. Yeah.
Let's get that duel.
I'm also, I know it's off topic from what we were just talking about, but like I'm kind of gonna miss her Dark Meister get up
Such a
I
good
agree.
outfit.
because it's
I
definitely
agree.
not coming back
Well,
now.
you know, it would be
and
really
I'm gonna miss
cool
that.
if when they land in Matsuba Town, she's in that outfit.
Yeah.
And that's like her like non-dueling outfit or something like that. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
I
That
could
would be
see
cool.
it.
Yeah.
When she's making an official announcement, she's in like her
Dark Meister.
get up.
Should-
Yeah.
to the people of the world.
Yeah. Right. Dude, I can't wait for this.
This is so exciting. I love talking about matchups because they're
Yeah.
like my favorite
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
They're so fun. But before we begin, I did bring so I don't clap. Hang on.
She didn't even announce it yet.
Well, I made them curry udon so that they could actually taste it.
They were it was amazing. It was phenomenal.
And like, actually have curry udon and see what they were eating. So I also brought mitarashi dango, which is basically mochi with soy sauce.
Ooh, it's gonna be safe.
So
No,
it's
it is
sweet. It's sweet. It's sweetened. Yes, it's sweetened soy sauce.
It's
Yes.
sweet and soy sauce.
Which is basically what they're having. The dark all the dark men. It's mochi with soy sauce. Mochi
Sweet
with
and good.
soy sauce.
I might be Team Darkmeister after
Oh,
this.
now you want to be Team Dark Meister.
Anyway, feel free to take one. They're
Thank
sweet.
you.
They're sweet.
Should I not open this one too? Maybe.
No, you should.
Oh, you should, because there's only 4 here.
Oh, thank you.
Eating this makes me want to laugh at Udius's suffering.
What?
Wow, you really turned quick, huh?
It was that good, huh?
I get it now.
That is delicious.
Good. Thank you for joining.
Oh, you're part of the Darkmeister?
I've been here since day 1, bud.
And then only confirmed when Yugioh joined. He was
No,
like,
are you like? Is that a joke? Are you kidding?
Zuijo's not going to be on your side for very long.
Wherever he's going, I'm there.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, he wants to be on his own team. I'm there.
So you're going to follow him to the cemetery?
Why not?
But yes,
I'll do it.
this is called mitarashi dango. What dango basically is are mochi ball skewers. Yeah, they're mochi.
There was
That's
also
it.
the name of the green-haired guy in Sevens, right? Django? Remember him? What? What's so funny?
none of those words matched up.
What do you mean?
Mitadashi. What?
Durango.
No.
No.
Mitarashi dango.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not Django.
Yeah, I see. Well, he said Dodge
That's a
Durango.
character I don't miss. At all.
I didn't say Dodge Durango. What's wrong with you? I said Durango.
I got to tell you, ma'am, these are delicious. Thank you, Laura.
And Laura.
Yeah, put them back in here. The sticks.
You can only have more if you believe that the Valgarian should not come back.
Now I get it.
Now I get it now. I got to tell you.
I really would do anything for personality. It's insane. You'll say, someone say, hey, Dill, I got a cake batter cookie back here. Say this. You'd be like, yeah, sure, no problem.
If a politician came to my house and offered me a crumble cookie of the s'mores variety, they'd have my vote. I'm not lying to you. I mean, you got to applaud my honesty.
Okay, what if a politician from each side of the aisle comes to you with a crumble cookie?
I'd be very honest. I'd say, listen, I would go to the one I agreed with more. I'd say, listen, he offered me the same thing. If you can do me 2, you definitely have my vote. I wouldn't even let him match your offer.
And go back to that one and keep doing it until you get.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't get gluttonous.
You're easy.
Yeah.
That's
Not the first.
He's not the first one to say that.
Should we go? He's easy.
He folds like a lawn chair.
Here, Pete. Put it.
Been
Oh,
there.
thank you.
I gotta tell you, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
This is
These are
crazy.
good.
Yeah.
You're very good.
All right. Do we want to go to some donations?
Oh yeah.
I think we should.
Yeah, Nikki's got it.
I got it.
Nick, Dylan would sell the podcast out for a cookie. That I believe.
Yeah, that I believe.
That I believe.
Yeah, if someone gave you a cookie,
Remember the
said,
episode of
no
SpongeBob
more, no more talking
when
Yu-Gi-Oh.
when Mr. Krabs sells away SpongeBob's soul for like 55 cents?
to
For all the change in my pocket.
the Flying Dutchman, yeah.
Yep, that's Dylan.
But yeah, we were on the topic of matchups.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Let's talk matchups real quick before we get into the donations.
Mitsuko Sabuyas.
For me,
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Mitsuko Sabuyas.
Like that's the matchup.
Because they're both
2 people simping for Yugioh.
Exactly.
That's the one thing now that we know that they're going back to Mutsu, which we figured they would, right? I was okay forgetting about Mitsuko.
What?
Really,
What?
That's slanderous, and I won't take it.
I've said it, and I'll say it again. I'm not a Mitsuko fan.
You're scared of strong women. Just say it.
Yeah.
You're scared. That's what you're scared of.
That has nothing to do with it.
She doesn't pass the backdoor test.
There's nothing to do with it. Caliber thought Ron was better than Yumu. He has no leg to stand on.
Come on.
He's done. He's beyond done.
I said there was an argument.
At the time,
That's
was.
what you
Thank
always
you.
say.
Thank you.
There's at least a 1% chance.
You and the Ron thing, whatever. But no, I forgot Mitsuko beyond. But that would be cool, Mitsuko Sabuyas. But I'm not. Right? I'm just not a Mitsuko fan. I think Mitsuko.
She's better than
Zuijo's
basketball.
tried. Zuijoh, it's not Zuijoh. Like, Mitsuko is misreading the.
So would you rather Mitsuko or like Chubutaro?
Come on.
Oh, Mitsuko.
Be honest.
Okay.
But I won't lie to you. Like if Chuba didn't do that, he wouldn't be that bad. If he just shut up and actually dueled.
No,
You saw
he
his
still
house
didn't.
though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that.
Does that make you feel bad or?
Listen, he's somehow living in the city by himself with all this merch.
Okay, honestly, you know what? That's a good
Like
point.
he's made it,
He's
man.
got a
He's
roof over
made
his
it.
house. Yeah, that's
What is he doing?
that's an average apartment in New York City.
He's doing something illegal.
Also, I did not call her Mitsuko, but that's a great name. For her.
No.
Someone
No.
wrote that in chat. I didn't say that, but now that you mention it.
Yeah,
No, Mitsuko is everything.
let me quickly read the first donation we got 2 hours ago. Thank you for the $2 donation, Ms. My Mitsuku Wife.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Perfect.
Great finale to the arc with Yumu headed back to Earth. I wonder if this next arc is where the Dark Men get their glow up. No spoiler to the podcast, but it feels like they could start to be the Rush equivalent to the Baryons now. I mean, we'll see. I'm not going to talk too much about that last point because they're in the middle of Zexel. But Tyler,
Middle's a strong statement.
We're getting there.
got there. Tyler,
But I really, really, really don't.
sorry,
like
I'm just
you.
loving this mochi.
Yeah, I mean, you switch sides just for it.
Are you guys having a second?
You can have them.
There's 3 left.
You're not eating one, buddy?
Yeah, he's sick.
You know his stomach's off, and you ask him if he's eating it.
I mean, if nobody else is going to have one, I'll eat one.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
right.
Yeah, of course. Here.
Thank
Look,
you.
You-
the 500 feet over here because we're so far away from
You can see how long it took Dredger to walk.
No, he made that in good time.
No, he did it with speed. Yeah, he did it with speed. You can only have another one if you re-pledge your allegiance
To who?
to the Darkmen.
Can you do
He's
that?
like a
He's gonna
junkie.
do it in a heartbeat.
He's like scratching. He's
I pledge
Oh.
my
Say-
allegiance
He's
to
like a-
Fukamura.
No.
No, to the Darkmen.
It has to be the Darkman and
To-
their leader, Yuama.
Yeah.
Say it.
Come on.
If you don't say the words, you can't have another one.
Will you let me have one?
No, not until you say the words. Come
All right.
on.
No, say it with gusto.
All right. I pledge my allegiance to the Darkmen and
To the
Yuama.
flag of the
There
United
we
States
go.
of America and to the
heard it
republic
here first,
for
Jeff.
which it stands,
anyone else
I mean,
having a
one
second?
I
nation,
know they all
under
look so
God, conceived in liberty, and built on
he's
the
gotta be pretty
proposition that
decent
all
for you,
men are
right?
created
Huh?
equal.
These aren't that unhealthy, right?
No.
Yeah.
They're very low in calories,
I was
too.
going to say,
Each
it feels
skewer-
like a healthy snack.
You don't know it.
Each skewer is
Yeah,
about
I
we
pledge
120
allegiance to the
calories.
flag. of the
Wow.
United States
Now
of
we're gonna be
America,
where
and to the
did
republic
you
for
get
which it
these? Can I
stands,
order these
one
offline?
nation under
That's
God,
gonna be the next
indivisible,
thing.
and liberty and justice for all.
You
Yeah,
might
I'm
my
be
respect.
able
God,
to.
dude.
I'm not sure.
Just don't tell.
Chat. What's going on with these guys over there?
Yeah. Any other,
Oh,
you
God.
two? You got any dual matchups you'd really like to see?
I told you, my brain is not working right
Dredger checked out.
now. I'm still thinking about the Otis stuff. I swear to God, it's in my head.
Oh, here's a matchup I really want. Bruyere versus Tremolo.
Oh.
The mama person versus the cutie person.
Oh.
That at least makes sense.
That makes sense as well.
That'd be a tough episode for me.
I would like to see somehow, some way, Zion get another duel.
Yeah.
Opponent,
yeah.
I'm not really sure because I don't know.
Subus.
I don't know which side Zion would take.
I think he would.
Take UDSs,
Yeah.
I think.
You don't think he would just take no one's side and just be like, I'm over this. I'm leaving.
That's what Nail would have done. Providence says I'm not involved.
Sorry,
I
can't do
have
it.
no way of explaining this, but I feel like he would go up against the cheer.
Well, I was thinking Zayat versus Big Mama Basketball.
We're not bringing back that character.
No, yes, she is. We got to bring her back.
She's never dueling again. I would.
Big Mama Basketball. Do we got another problem?
Yeah.
Big Mama Basketball.
I'm betting my life on it. Actually, I'm putting it on.
And it's not even worth much.
Yeah, it's not worth much, but it's all I got. So I'm betting my life on.
No, we need her back. We need her back.
Who?
Yuna Yumu would be a really good one. I would like that. I would
feel
like
like even if she.
They'd be fighting about Yuga, right? Like that.
I feel like even if she does
They can hear me. I'm freaking loud.
does join Yuumu's cause,
Yuna
I
Yumu.
could see that coming to a head with a Yuumu Yuna duel.
Right? That'd be good.
I think Energico Pico is gone, man. I don't think that character's coming back.
Unfortunately.
Well, like 6-0.
Energy
She will
Pico was
be
a dominant
little bit of a
duelist.
spoiler for a video on my channel that'll be up, next April or May.
A disappointment.
She will certainly be not a disappointment, but an unanswered question. I mean, she ran through all of them, and then she just literally vanished, and doesn't get shown anymore, doesn't get talked about anymore, and we're led to believe she's a very good duelist. That was weird, the way her character just was there.
Mystery girl.
Well, how about this?
Oh,
No, don't go too far.
It was your fault on this one.
I just shot the ball, went in, and he just picks it up anyway and keeps going with it. He's dribbling.
Was that a Big Mama Basketball reference?
Shut up.
I thought you were going
Can
to say
we call him out on traveling?
one of the videos about Energy Kopika was top 10 baddest characters.
No.
Because I mean,
No.
God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my!
Kidding? Are we gonna let him
Nick
say
T,
that?
Nick T, put her on your list, buddy. Put her on your list.
Joking?
Holy dude.
No, he's onto something.
Chat, tell me to cook. I'm cooking.
Hey, Nick T.
No.
Technical. 100%
I mean,
a technical.
That's
a tech.
crazy.
That's a
I
tech.
applaud
That
you
might be
for
a
having,
flagrant one,
having
bro.
the stones
You
to
might
do that,
be
but that
flagrant
was
one on that.
wild.
I gotta look. I gotta go to review for an injection. This is crazy.
Yeah, what? Come on. Tell me I'm wrong.
I
You're going to sit here and tell me I'm wrong?
That is.
No, I mean, you're right. She a baddie.
You're a baddie.
Okay, her or Mitsuko.
Oh,
The
I'd pick.
uniform does it,
I'd
honestly.
No,
pick.
Pico
I'd
because she
pick
can
Mitsuko.
actually duel and actually doesn't get caught up on people don't like her.
I'd pick Mitsuko.
I'm still picking Mitsuko, man.
I think I am, but I don't know. It's the uniform for me.
Oh yeah, it's just Diane Keto.
It's Cop Diane Keto.
Oh,
And you know what I said?
Oh my God.
I can't. The worst, he points at me, and I'm like, no.
You know what I
No.
I know.
Dre-
Hey,
This guy knows.
I know the tagline you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ice Cube said it best, you know.
What did I keep saying?
I can't.
Hey,
I can't
hey,
repeat that.
hey. Pack it in. All right.
Yeah, you guys look. You guys can do your own research.
Are you done?
Yep, I'm sorry.
Someone walked off camera.
Crystal Golden, thank you for the 888 donation. Thank you so much, Crystal. Before the ending, normal for a finale duel. The twist happens. Me, am I finally getting my wish? If Yuhi is a double agent, I will accept that too. Now let me go celebrate with another 10 drawings. Crystal, thank you so much for the donation. We know Crystal was someone who really wanted to see a darker, evil Yuhi. I don't think we are getting that, but I mean, he joined Yuumu, so we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I also think he's basically just there to try and convince her to not do this,
Also possible.
or just be a double agent to be what is Yuumu doing so I can tell the others, or that sort of thing.
I do.
He
love
really, the thing is he didn't look enthused about
Felt
joining
like he had
them.
to do it.
Yeah, it was more like I have to do this while I have the chance thing.
Yep. yep.
This chance isn't gonna come again.
I like what Dredger said as well, that maybe Yuhi will end up feeling like he should be the one to become Otis to spare his sister the burden.
Yeah,
I mean, and maybe they'll fight over the mantle of it.
I also like the little foreshadowing they did a few episodes ago when he did his whole uniform change up, and we were like, man, he's got the drip, he's looking good, and it was all kind of to match the team he was gonna join.
Exactly.
Which I like that.
That was crazy. Well, Crystal, I'm happy your art's got some inspiration, and I appreciate you coming and donating. Thank you, Crystal. Also, you know what? I don't do this enough.
Oh, yeah.
I want to give a.
What you chewing over there, bro? You good?
Finish chewing.
I want
first.
to. No, I'm good. I want to give a huge shout out to the lurkers. Truly, we have usually like 80, 90 people in these streams. Even if like 20, well, thank you guys so much. Even if 20, 30 people are active chatters, which I always appreciate seeing the comments on playback. I always watch it the next day. I do know a majority of people in these streams are people that may have never chatted before. Just know that I know you're there. Just know that I do appreciate you guys watching. And so thank you so much. So a shout out to the lurkers.
That is what I am most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like talking.
And that's fine. That's totally fine. I'm happy there's so many people that enjoy watching and lurking. So
And Dill, we can say that if you are a lurker and you haven't commented tonight, you will be receiving a special gift here from Yugioh Everything. You just DM him your address. He'll get you something to a P.O. box.
Yeah, your address, your credit card number, and the 3 digits on the back.
You can send them a free shirt or something just for lurking.
you can ask for your social.
Okay. I didn't think we need all that to like mail them free stuff, but
No, we do it.
I guess we do.
Yeah. To verify it's them.
Okay.
Yeah, and also your Konami ID, please.
Dredge, I disagree. I think everything I say is true.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like Mitsuko's a baddie. True.
Also true. Yeah.
See,
She also appears.
I've never knocked Mitsuko's like looks. It's not that.
It's her
character.
simping.
It's her. Yeah. It's
a
she's
simping.
obsessed with him, and he's never.
She's
shown
delusional.
Yeah.
Like
Oh my
she
God,
is. She's
so
so
much.
delusional.
Yeah. But no, she's an attractive woman.
You never
there's no
been
doubt.
there?
What?
In your life? Never been there? A little delusional about
I mean,
someone?
I have, but like I got the picture. Like,
Yeah.
I figured it out.
Eventually you do, yeah.
You know, like I mean. Why? Well, also, by the way, I saw you look right at Calibro.
I looked at Calibro.
I'm calling
he
you
was
right out.
smiling at me. Look at
No.
him. Of course.
I was
Yeah, of course.
Meaning like I've been.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
We've all been a little delulu.
They love me.
What did you just say?
Delulu. Trying to use that younger.
That's a
You're
real.
not
No,
young.
that's a real thing. Yeah.
But he's not young.
Like,
Are you 30 yet?
I'm trying to keep it on
You
fleek.
say, are you an idiot?
I
No,
just
stop with the fleet.
I mean,
No, she asked if I'm 30 yet. I am not
Not yet.
30. Thank you very much.
I thought you said you don't have a problem with it.
I don't have a problem with 30. I'm actually very excited for 30 and flirty, right, Nick T?
Oh my god.
yeah.
2 months, 6 days for Jill.
I was about to drop an F-bomb on you, man. I really was.
Whatever we're doing for your birthday, I can't make it.
Oh yeah, the big 3-0. No, it's fun, man. It's to speak on being 30. I'm
You're not 30. You can't speak on it.
I can't hear you.
You're too far.
Oh, he's already pulling out the dad joke.
30's a great time.
30 is a great time.
It's when your stomach finally gives up on your body and you really can't eat.
I have
things
a
you
very
want
good
anymore.
stomach. I'm lucky for that.
You-
It's like
you
the
just
only thing
have
I
I've
mean,
done.
I'm
best
already
dog.
at that stage. I can't eat the shit I used to when I was younger.
I haven't eaten a good meal in like 2 weeks.
That's crazy. My
I'm
body.
dying.
You to go to the doctor.
I
should go to
can't
the-
go until Monday.
Why?
That's when they had an open appointment.
I know we are nerds.
He's gonna tell you have IBS, dude.
Dark Emperor J.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, it's nothing wrong with saying that.
Dark Emperor J. Thank you for the $2 donation. Random question: what is your favorite weapon in any game? I'm a big fan of the RPG in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I would think so.
You just said that's your pick.
Yes, yeah, I love it.
Lightsabers in Star Wars.
Oh,
are
that's a
just
good
fire.
pick.
Like, the best.
It's a good pick.
I like the pizza cutter in Bloodborne.
Yeah, yeah.
I forget what its actual name is, but I call it the pizza cutter.
It's like a
think
wheel
it's sick.
saw.
It's like a
Yeah.
buzzsaw thing.
Yes, yes. It is a giant pizza cutter.
Favorite weapon in any game?
Of course, dude.
It's gotta be the red shell in Mario Kart.
Okay.
Oh, I like
Gotta
that.
get the red shell.
I thought he was gonna say Saquon Barkley's stiff arm. That's what I thought.
That should be registered as.
Don't let him hate you. Just leave it.
Hey, that was good.
Thank you.
It was not good.
It was terrible.
You could put that back where it came from. Or so help me.
Nick T and Pete, what do you got?
Nostalgia is telling me either the Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts or the Energy Sword from Halo.
Energy sword from Halo.
Energy sword. Let's go.
What about the gravity hammer though?
The gravity hammer goes hard. I mean, the master sword, dude. Like, I have a lot of favorite. Maybe I'm gonna say, energy sword. I'm gonna play cool with energy sword.
I mean, there's a lot to choose from, but the one that comes to my mind is using Cole McGrath and Infamous's electrical powers.
Oh,
there's just something about it that's super freaking
that was
fun.
so you. That game was so you.
Cool.
There's rumors it could get remastered.
That would be honestly of the games that actually warrant and need a remaster.
You don't want another Last of Us, the 6th one?
Yeah. Oh, dude, they should remaster. Yeah, are they remastering?
Remaster remake.
Online for The Last of Us?
No, we're not getting started.
No.
We're gonna get real pissed.
Angie, thank you for the $10 donation. First things first, happy birthday to Mama DeProt. Yes, if my mom's watching.
Tomorrow.
It is tomorrow. It is an early happy birthday. But happy birthday to my mom.
Should we sing happy birthday for your mom?
No, we don't have to. I'll see her tomorrow.
We can though. You can share with us.
Can you call
If
us
you
tomorrow
wanna,
when
but
you're
right
there?
now,
Can you call her while you call?
No, I'm gonna be in the car.
she is asleep right
No,
now.
tomorrow.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay.
Call tomorrow.
I'm gonna be in the
Okay.
car.
All right, it'll be
Okay.
fine. Where you going?
Secondly, when they go to hypothetical war with Asaka, do you think Yuna will take the side of the Odos?
Which we covered.
Yeah, because continuity-wise,
for the
doesn't
whole
much of a
weekend.
town become Goha City? Yeah, I mean, it is supposed to, if you believe that Go Rush leads into Sevens, which is, I think, what we're supposed to believe. So yeah, at some point, and we know that in Sevens, Goha and Matsuba did work together. They had a working relationship before, things changed. So, yeah, I think there has been animosity brewing between the two. I think it was Yuna who took a slash at Asako when she was like, "Oh, you just are bitter because of Yuga spent more time with me," or something like that, which was uncalled for. Minor jab, and so you can already see it starting to build. I do believe that they are going to go at each other. I would actually love to see the two of them duel. Yuna and Asaka.
Mm-hmm. I'm just waiting for the day in one of these shows where there's a physical fight.
It could happen.
Tiger threatened it against Yuga.
Tiger has some physical.
I think she had some physical violence.
Well, yeah, against her pupils that she was beating up.
Yeah.
But remember when she misinterpreted Yuga the first time that they met and were gonna duel, and he's like, "No, whoa, I meant a
I'm about to
duel."
beat the
and she's like, okay, yeah, we could do that.
Beat the living.
I just want to see that.
There was
one
the
time.
spiked ball on the chain wire that she had.
Yeah,
Dude, that was crazy.
She scares me.
Yeah, she's very scary.
Yui Apologist, thank you for the $2 donation. Yui's betrayal is so well executed. He is an awesome character. He doesn't deserve the hate. Yuumu and Yui's aesthetic are so cool. Yuumu is a girl boss, and Yui is just helping his sister out. Yeah, I don't think Yui gets that much hate.
Yeah, I think by and large he's pretty well received as of now.
Yeah.
Maybe early on we're like,
Goathee.
we're like, oh, he's an idiot, haha.
He was.
And then Chaddy, dude, has been running for, it's got legs. Yeah.
Yeah. But I agree. Yuumu's a girl boss. We'll see what happens next.
And
I mean, I don't like Yuhi.
Well, I know you're not a big Yui fan.
No.
Yeah.
But otherwise, the general,
he's generally well liked.
Generally, in the fandom, he's either well liked or just kind of ambivalent. People are just kind of oh, whatever, he's there.
I haven't seen a ton of direct hate.
Yeah. Natalie, thank you for the $2 donation. I bet with the amount of time Dylan goes on some whack-ass tangent and I played a drinking game for every wacky theory Dylan has in these podcasts, I would be dead. Tonight, I think she'd be fine. I don't believe we've gone... right? Have we?
A little wacky, but nothing crazy.
No.
Pretty wacky.
I don't think so. Everything I've said, I believed.
You actually have not said anything completely outlandish.
Thank
You
you.
have said outlandish things, but
I don't know.
you have said outlandish, but it wasn't to the level that I expected it to
Well,
be.
let me say this.
No, don't even begin. Don't make me take back my words.
As I approach 30 years old, I definitely get more mature in how I am.
You kind of took the words out of my mouth there. But I also wanted to say I think my track record speaks for itself with a lot of these predictions. So I think check the data because it's kind of crazy. It'll blow your socks away.
You were say something else, weren't you?
Scott,
Yeah, you were. Buddy.
let me say this. Let
me be clear.
Actually, you know what it is? You'd be drunk because the one-liner that come out of Nick T's mouth tonight he said at least 4.
I'm on fire.
I don't know if that's what.
I think that
I would say that.
Yeah, I don't even know where I'm going with this. But Natalie, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for another $2 donation. Dylan, I don't know what hit you harder, my mirror force or the fact that you were wrong on something. Also, Aura, my Yu-Gi-Oh! Opposite, how have you been? Want to duel me sometime, Aura? Question mark.
I actually have not played Master Duel.
You haven't played Master Duel in a while,
In a while.
Yeah. Do you still play Duel Links Rush?
Yeah, I do play Duel Links Rush. Only when there's like a Rush event going on.
Okay.
If there's not a Rush event going on, I'm not logging into Duel Links every day. Yeah, no, I'm like, I'm only on to play Rush. It's really funny. I made a deck in 10 minutes, and then I climbed to like top 50, top 20 of all of North America for Rush.
Wow.
Oh my god.
But like the thing is, right? I've been playing this game for like 4 years now. Like, and a lot of people that are on Duel Links playing Rush Duel either play it just for the gems.
Yep.
So they're not like actual full-time or like even part-time Rush players.
Yeah.
Or
You're beating up on me.
or like they're really into Rush, but they only have like the one singular year that Rush has been in Duel Links as their Rush knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting. But Natalie, there you go. So the answer, Master Duel, is no. The Quiet One, thank you for the $2 donation. Actually, in Arc 5, Super Poly was used. Yes, that is correct. Thank you, the Quiet One. Have some super chats we want to read through.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, I want to appreciate all you guys being here. We also are going to make our picks for Yugioh versus Yuhi, so, you know, that's not...
It's confirmed.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Cooked.
Yeah.
Hey, where's that coin? I want to pick after the coin goes. I think the coin's going to go first for this one.
Cook should go first. Why
Coin's
not?
going first for this
We'll
one.
let the coin go first. How about that?
I'm going with the coin. Not even.
We've got $20 from Colin Cleaves.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God, your voice is going.
Thank you,
God.
Colin.
Not again.
No, I'm going good.
Tone it down.
Now watch.
No. Save your voice. No.
A little bit. We'll come back to it. I can't remember a time where a Yu-Gi-Oh! Final season villain had such a stacked roster of duelists on their side. I mean, my God. Yumu has the best friend, the rival, and herself to challenge Udius. I mean, that's just not even fair.
Yeah, and Udius has Manabu and Epoch.
Okay,
And
he
well,
also has Kuai-Duel in him. So I
He's got
think that's...
Kuai-Duel inside of him.
He got that. He
That
got
is
that. He
not
got that.
the choice words I would
He got
use.
that Kuai-Duel in him.
Hey, you're having a night. I'm gonna give it to you.
I told him in a ton of things.
But let me say this.
He's a funny guy, dude.
I didn't say it wasn't funny.
No, he's a funny guy.
Thanks, bro.
Kuai-Duel is inside of him for sure, but Kuai-Duel is not like his own duelist right now.
No.
So
He just won him that duel, though.
He did, yes, but like if if Udius says, "Okay, I need some of my teammates to go out and help," Epoch, Manabu, and freaking
Neanderstar?
Okay.
Fuka
Neanderstar.
and Neanderstar.
Okay,
sure.
but like you've talked about
I wouldn't mind
Manabu
if-
is one of the best duelists in this show. You've said that multiple times.
I agree with that.
And Epoch definitely has had a lot of improvement. So now all of a
Epoch
sudden they
has had a lot.
suck.
No, I'm just saying they don't hold a candle to Yugioh. Yuna, I don't think is going to be on their side.
We don't
But
know. We don't know.
Yuna is one of the better duelists in the show as well. I would agree with you on that.
I mean, they also have everyone that's back in Mutsuba Town.
You would figure most of them will Phaser, Tremolo, like
Rovian.
Rovian.
yeah, I forgot about
the Lug.
Rovian.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't
The
say
Lug.
that.
Of course
yeah.
you did.
The Lug and Zion.
Wait, guys, what about Ron?
Yeah, you're forgetting some heavy hitters.
I
there,
am.
bud.
I did forget about
Menjaburo?
Phaser, Tremolo. Andrew Garfield, did you say?
Menjaburo?
Oh, Menjaburo.
Oh my God.
Yeah, honestly, you'd have a.
Oh yeah, Shubaha.
Yeah, I mean, not as a duel. If I'm picking the best duelists, I'm sorry, but you got to get a little.
What about the guy that eats the rocks?
Is Sheeta Glot?
Sheeta Glot.
No, I'll tell you something. You guys are having a good time. This is a war we're about to enter. You have to pick the best duelists possible, because if you don't, you are going to get trounced in this war. So I don't want a Sheeta Glot anywhere near this war.
What you gotta remember is Bootstown's got like 30 duels. Like, we're just gonna wear them out with pure time.
Maybe, but I don't think it's going to work that
Energy
way, man.
Capico is going to surprise some people.
Let's
That's what
go.
I'm saying.
Yep.
Right?
There's something about this guy. I want him off the podcast.
Oh.
Whoa!
Me?
Getting rid of him. Nah, he's
Yeah, I
been
mean,
on
I'm
fire
the king.
tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm the king.
Of one-liners.
Jack Atlas?
Yeah, no, just of one-liners, not of everything.
So I don't know. We got to get serious about our duelist
I don't
selection
think they even
here.
know fully what's going on back on Earth.
Well,
man.
that's a problem because
how would they like? They had the little tracker thing
Well,
on the
no,
Velva gear.
Asaka's-
That's about it.
Asaka has
Do
to
you
let everybody know.
know?
She's got.
George Jersey?
Do you
I'd have him on the
know?
lines. I would.
You would put that guy on the line.
I'm not even kidding. I actually think I would. I saw how he dueled UDS.
How
he's
did that go, by the way?
Well, he lost, but a
Okay.
lot of people lose.
Did
to
he duel
UDS.
again after that?
He did not. No.
Okay, so 0-1 hasn't been since like episode 15, but
you can
we're gonna
put him.
on the line.
You know what? You're not gonna like this, but you can put him on the same level as Ishida Glot.
Oh.
Wow.
No.
I know your body recoiled when you
my
heard
God.
that
One's
one.
got,
He's
one's got
he's
Blackluster
0-1.
Soul Jersey. The other one doesn't.
He's 0-1 against UDS. Has not really appeared in the story at
But
all.
which one's got Blackluster Soul Jersey?
It doesn't
I love that it
matter.
keeps
Of course
repeating
it
it.
matters.
It does not matter.
BLS, man. BLS.
It is a form of
You
BLS.
think George Jersey and you think Ishida Glass better than George Jersey? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
No one
know
is
what that
saying
side
that,
was.
but like a character that hasn't been seen in like 80 episodes is not gonna matter.
Okay.
All
I
I'm saying
know
is
you-
Sheeta Glot's episode did better.
I'm excluding
So there you
Aura.
go.
You four really want to forget where you're from. I'll remind you, we're all from, at least most of our lives, the great state of New Jersey.
Hey, if hang on.
It's time to support one of the icons of the state.
Dylan, if you had a choice right now, if you could change the football team, so you could see a friggin' championship, would you become a Chiefs fan or would you be a Jets fan?
I can't change.
Can I ask you a different
But
question?
same
want to say-
principle.
wait.
Can I
Am
ask
I
you
gonna
a
root for George Jersey, who's garbage, or Sheeta Glot? Sheeta Glot.
Nick,
You're for Sheeta Glot.
Or I had something to say about that.
If you're from New Jersey, please explain why.
Because it's the best state in the continental U.S.
Dylan, I just want to answer this one question.
Yes.
Very simple. You're saying to have pride in the state of New Jersey.
Absolutely.
Right? Because you were here, everything else.
You're cooked.
What's happening to you
You're
next
cooked.
year, by the
Oh,
way?
You're cooked.
What's
Okay,
happening to you next year, by the way?
You're cooked.
Where is your pride for the state of New Jersey when you moved to Delaware? next
It-
year?
it-
I'm just wondering
the
where to go.
state became, unfortunately for me and my circumstances, inaffordable.
Okay, so
it's too
I
good.
have to so I have to support the icon, quote unquote, by you of the state, the one that you're leaving.
I'm
so
leaving,
how
but
much faith do I really have
I
in
will
you?
always be a New Jerseyan man, and I'm
okay.
always going to support. I'm always going to support New Jersey, man. I'm just speaking how I always speak.
New Jersey man.
I'm always going to support this state,
Yeah.
and it hurts me that the four of you. Well, Nick T, you root for George. I know you're rooting for George.
I'm rooting for
Jersey.
George.
I'm rooting for him, but like
Okay.
he's
So
not
you.
he's not a frontline duelist to a war. You just said we got to get all our ducks in a row. He's not there.
Of the people in Mutsaba Town right now, name me 5 better duelists than him. No, Ron,
Let's
Ron,
go!
no. I disagree. I disagree.
Isn't it Osaka?
Sure.
Kawhi
I'll give you that. Not Kawhi. No way.
Yes, Kawhi The Lug. The
The
Lug.
Lug I'll give you. You've named 2.
And then who else? That's 3.
Lug,
That's 4.
The Lug,
I'm at
Tremolo,
4. Tremolo, Phaser.
Osaka,
Tremolo,
and you could put
Phaser.
anyone else in
Go
that spot.
Hyuna.
You could put Yuna, and even if you want to assume she switches over,
Rovian.
Rovian,
Bro, we got 7.
Ron.
You're so
I mean, there's a
done.
million people I would put.
Energy go Pico if she shows up. Do your beat. You're gone.
Are you kidding?
Okay, 5 may. Well, okay, 5 may.
Yeah, Zion. Zion's another one.
All right. Okay.
The thing is,
I stand
5
corrected.
was like a little too low in number.
If you
because
have
this is
your
a
best,
cat-
if you have your best 10 out there,
this
he's
is
part
a
of it.
show with a cast that is enormous.
Right.
You don't got time for 10 duels in the next episode.
War is war, man.
What does that mean?
Dill,
We don't know how long this is going
Dill,
to take.
you had a point that you could have made that might have sealed the deal, and you missed it.
Yeah, that's
What's that?
Aren't one of those characters in like the opening or the ending?
I don't know.
Sheeta Glot and George Jersey.
Is George Jersey in the opening?
I'm pretty sure he is.
He might be. I'm having.
I'm
trouble
pretty-
remembering.
Sheeta Glot isn't.
I'm pretty confident that Sheeta
Sheeta
Glot isn't. I
is
can tell you
never
that.
Seen again.
Yeah. So
Alright.
Listen, man.
Sorry.
just saying.
That was eye-opening for
Listen,
me.
you got destroyed in that segment.
Yeah,
I-
that's-
It was the old one, not the current one.
I'm just that you also when we're looking at iconic Yugi Moto, very quickly,
Sorry, we're off tomorrow.
very quickly, iconic Yugi Moto monsters, coolest Yugi Moto monsters. Is there anybody you'd put ahead of George Jersey? Honestly, I know you could argue Buster
because
Blader.
he has Blackluster Soul Jersey, and Blackluster Soldier is one of the most iconic Yu-Gi.
It's a fantastic monster.
It's one of my
Dark
favorites of all
Magician,
time.
Celtic Guardian. That's what he always used. What do you mean?
No.
BLS
I'm saying
cooler than Celtic Guardian.
of the Yu-Gi Moto cards. but it's important.
That's because
how many of
he
Yugimoto's cards
always
have been
does
used in Go Rush?
Cherry picks.
How many cards have been used in Go Rush? Yugimoto's cards have been used in Go Rush. One.
That's he always does this.
One.
He frames the question in such a way that it forces you into
Mind
a
you,
corner.
it's also not Blackluster Soldier, the exact card name.
Well, it's close enough.
No, it's not.
It's Blackluster Soul Jersey.
But it's not Blackluster
Is Red
Soldier.
Eyes Black Cat.
There you go.
I'd say it's close enough.
Valid.
I mean, they're variations of the iconic monsters that we grew in love when we were in the 90s.
And if I use those, I would lose because I have no idea about dueling. He has no dueling prowess compared to all the people we named ahead of him.
But the truth is, we don't know that. I agree with you, but we also haven't seen enough of him.
Underline. I mean, yeah, but like he's cannon fodder, bud. Like he's not someone you're using to protect you. If you're a regular citizen in Matsuba, you don't want that guy between you and getting killed.
I'll tell you something. If I'm out in the middle of the woods in the Pine Barrens and there's like a coyote in front of me, I'd want to see him.
Right? That's what he eats.
Of course.
And then after you're done with the coyote, he's coming for your head. So I don't know what to tell you.
There's been no reports of that creature killing any humans.
It's not a real creature.
Next donation. Next donation.
We have $5 from Pick Rick.
Thank you, Pick.
Thank you, Pick. I appreciate it. Thank you. Pick the Rick.
I wanted to wait for it to be official to give her this title, but now that it's confirmed, I can say the Yugimeister is real.
The Yugimeister. I like that one, Pick. That's a good one. Yeah, Yugimeister is real. Nice confirmation, obviously, back in 114. We'll see if she continues to build on the character. I'm sure she will.
Yeah, that I would.
Thank you, Pick. Appreciate you.
We have $5 from Dylan Peddle.
Thank you, Dylan. Appreciate you.
Since you watched Capsule Monsters, here's a fun fact.
Oh, what was that?
You?
Yeah, it's a bomb.
Don't say that.
What?
Don't say that.
Don't say that. What?
A family member of mine did research. Apparently, my family are descendants of Alexander the Great.
That is actually insane. So we did
I contest that.
No.
No.
I don't know.
I mean, like that's like saying you're a descendant of Genghis Khan. Like it's.
I mean, it's.
Well, that one is.
Okay, that one's
very
a lot
plausible.
More, that one's very plausible because of like how much this guy got around.
The ultimate.
And him
ring.
and his sons all
but
like,
it's like in the
sowed
sense
wild
that
oats,
like
so to speak.
The thing is, Alexander the Great only
That's
had
what
2
happened.
sons.
True.
Alexander
But maybe
only,
they.
But like the
got
thing
down.
is, no, because he only had 2 sons, that means there's. Once you get to present day, that lineage is so distilled
like,
down
yeah.
that it doesn't
That'd be
really
wild
matter.
if you could track that, though.
Right.
Well, I will say, Dylan.
And the thing is, like, if you live outside of Greece and Macedonia, your ancestry is so diluted by other people and other places that you would not even be, like, in the first 10,000th considered to be like important
Dylan
enough.
Is from Greece.
And
or
also,
not
like, I'm like really interested in like what kind of family records do you have that can go back that far?
That's not. They lived during the period.
And this
the thing is, they
stream
don't
is sponsored
have enough.
by Ancestry.com.
They don't have enough. Okay, hang on. I'm like I know too much about this. They don't have enough of Alexander the Great's DNA to run an actual test.
Right. No. Of course.
Like there's not enough of him left. And again, if they do, then they would consider people that still live in that area, Greece and Macedonia, over anyone else that has moved away and like completely diluted the line.
Now, before we move on from that, just to follow up on that question.
Yes, and Dylan, thank you.
Dill, who is Alexander the Great?
So I have no problem saying I'm actually proud to say this. When I did the watch along on Twitch, we watched the entire Capsule Monsters anime.
Good stream.
Thank you, on Saturday night. I thought Alexander the Great was a Yu-Gi-Oh exclusive character. I did not realize he was based on a real.
No way.
And I mean this. I mean this in the most respectful way.
Absolutely.
That like makes my body recoil.
I'm sorry.
Like
Wait,
it
hang on.
really.
Hang on, I have something for you. This isn't the first time that I've heard something similar like this. There was someone in my server who thought that Moses, the guy who split the sea, was a Beyblade original character because in Beyblade he splits the sea with the Beyblade. He thought that Moses was not like a historical figure or something.
Worse.
Well, he thought Moses was a just Beyblade original character.
Is this person, were they born and raised in the United States?
They were born. Oh, this is even worse. They were born and raised in Egypt.
Hey,
No, you're not off the hook. You're not off the hook.
Yeah, you're not off the hook
If I had a nickel for every time someone thought a real historical figure was just a product of a random anime.
I get it. If you're not into history and all that stuff, you don't need to know all the details of every battle that happened.
But how'd you pass the 8th grade?
To not know that he was even a real person when he was one of the most influential people in human history.
I thought he was possessed by the Millennium Ring.
I mean,
we have to move on.
It's just crazy
to
to
move
me.
on.
I said to make it so that wouldn't happen to other people, especially younger kids that are watching. Maybe they could have made it like Abraham Lincoln or something instead of Alexander the Great. Abraham Lincoln, with the top hat duel.
That honestly, that would be hilarious. I would.
I think I'm gonna open new. I think
I know who he is.
I think my channel to come back. I think the relaunch of Clueless Gamers. Is just gonna be teaching you history and geography. I think it would be a really. I think it'd be a really fun series.
History, I'm not. Geography,
ironically, would be an incredible segment.
Yeah, I think that's what we got to do.
I would watch the hell out of that.
I'll meteorate because I have a feeling it's gonna be physical.
Yeah,
it could get
next time.
We have 5 Australian from Electric Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it.
The finale was cool and all, but it's still my least favorite arc of the show so far. The next arc seems pretty hyped, though. That's valid. I think, there was a lot of mixed, people on both sides of that, I think. But I think it ending high is where it counts.
Yeah, I think for me, it's probably, out of the 9 arcs, it's probably in that, 4, 5, 6 range if I had to do it off the top of my head.
That's out of 9.
That's out of 9, correct. So it's definitely
It's 6 or 7.
It's definitely somewhere in the middle. Definitely not my least favorite. I can think of 2 arcs off the top of my head that I thought were worse than this one.
2 and 5.
But yeah. Well, actually for me it was 1.
Oh, 1
and 2.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
1 was the tutorial stuff that good.
Yeah, 1 and the Yugioh stuff was good.
I thought that's just what you would pick because you didn't like the ending of 5.
No, 5 is pretty low for me as well.
What's the ending of 5?
Phaser.
Yeah, that arc is great, and then the ending just I don't.
You didn't like the dragon?
We're not going to talk about the dragon again.
Here's the thing: the dragon idea is okay. It's just all of a sudden he's forgiven like it was nothing.
Yeah, but we did. Yeah,
and then we torture Manabu,
which is funny in its own right.
It is, but it's not necessary.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you. When this show ends, we will do a massive ranking of all the arcs.
You have to write them down for me.
We're gonna write, bro.
We have $2 from Crystal Colden.
Thank you, Crystal.
I did it. I got both Dark Yuhi and the Rat Badge.
Crystal,
that's incredible.
Yeah, thank you so much. The Rat Badge.
You're on the 2-year badge for your channel?
That's right, the giant Rat Badge. Crystal, thank you so freaking much for your support. And you got Dark Yuki. Now, will he actually be evil? That remains to be seen. But either way,
we'll find
it's
out
more,
in 2 weeks.
It's more possible now than ever before, for sure.
Yes.
Thank you, Crystal.
We've got 2 more from Dylan Peddle, saying after Go Rush, will you do a top 10 Rush Girls video?
So
what 9 is, right?
Yeah, I did a top 10 best girls video while Sevens was towards its end. So there's no girls on Go Rush in that video. Honestly, if I did another top 10 after Go Rush ends, there's a good chance that I think 7 or 8 of those entries would be Sevens and Go Rush characters.
Yeah,
I mean, the bar for Gallop Girls is underground. It's in hell.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I mean, Aki would still be in that top 10 from 5Ds.
Sure.
And I think, I think probably Aoi would be as well.
You'd be reaching there.
Yeah.
You'd be reaching there for him.
Yeah.
I think Aoi would be really reaching.
Yeah.
You really underrated on
yeah,
Taya,
right onto the concrete.
You're really just not about Taya.
No, I'm one of the bigger defenders of her.
So you wouldn't put her in that spot? No. I feel like she's more influential to the plot than Aoi is.
So I give her and Kotadi a lot of props where a lot of people like to kind of rip on them, which I get.
Yeah.
But I think that their roles for that show, I think they play those support roles very well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're very important characters for the main protagonist. It's just not the type of character that I particularly enjoy. I like a character to be a little more involved with the dueling. So I tend to like girl characters that are more involved with the plot in the dueling sort of way.
That's fair.
And not just the cheerleader sort of way.
I just think like she's a big influence on Yugi. And
totally agree. I think she plays her role very well. And Code today, I know you're still in the infancy of Zexel.
Well,
I promise
all
you.
she does is
Yes.
Yuma.
I promise you, she gets better. Not as
No,
a
she
duelist.
doesn't. You know.
I think she's very supportive. I like the role that she plays.
No. I said this. I say this, and I continue to say this. She does not pass the sexy lamp test. You could replace her with the sexy lamp, where every time you press the button, it just plays Yuma over and over for the entire series. For the entire series, and nothing would change.
I don't agree.
No, I
don't agree. No, there's a lot of people that would agree with Aura. I don't agree. I think there is
Dredge would be one
some very heartfelt conversations between her with Yuma, even with Shark in some instances. I think she plays the role better. But again, not the type of character that I personally like. Or love.
Well said.
Either way, will I do a top 10 girls video? I don't know, but we'll see. We will see.
I think you should, just to kind of like hammer in the point of just how much better the Bridge era girls have been.
Yeah, well, I did a video.
Right, but like it was kind of like Roman, right? Mainly in 7's. It was still like 7 still followed a lot of like the original Yu-Gi-Oh convention where there's like one main girl.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other girls, of course. But like she's like the one main girl, and the other girls are kind of like side characters.
Yeah.
But like in Go Rush, there's one main girl, but then all the other main girls are also not side characters. They're also like they have their own stories and plot lines, which is something that 7's kind of lacked a little.
Yeah. No, I mean, I thought Yuna at one point was the best girl character in all of Yu-Gi-Oh.
I mean, I love her.
Yeah, it was why Yu-Gi-Oh 7 has the best Yu-Gi-Oh girls, which at the time that was 100% true.
I mean it was. Listen, the bar was underground.
Yeah.
It was in hell.
From a quantity standpoint, especially, no one could even touch 7's. Even if you want to say Aki was better than all the girls in 7's, or Aoi was better than all the girls in 7's, or Asuka, even though I don't know how people still think Asuka was good, but Asuka was better than all the girls in 7's. Okay, I'll give you that one, but then who's the next girl character that you're putting up against
it's
the myriad of girls that Yu-Gi-Oh 7's and now Go Rush have? Myriad. So, which would actually, that'd be actually a really pretty
myriad, but it's fine.
Name for like a daughter. Myriad?
That
would be.
It's like Muriel.
It's a pretty name.
All right, we're moving on. Moving on.
All right. Thank you, Dylan.
Thank you, Dylan. I'm going to apologize in advance for this right now because we have $5 from Aiden.
Thank you, Ice Aiden. Bum, 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 bum. Pressure.
Oh, never mind. I take it back. I thought he was going to yell.
No, Calvin's not here.
Hello, Yugi Gang. I really like this episode, but I still don't trust that cat. Yuhi joined as a mole, just like Yugioh. Yeah. They are both playing 3D chess.
Yeah, I fully agree with you, Ice Aiden. I actually had the cat here. I wanted to bring up. I'm happy somebody brought up the cat because I had forgotten. My theory on the cat. I know last week I said it's Yuga. I don't think it's Yuga anymore because we saw how the cat was like created.
Yep.
My theory on the cat is the cat somehow is like
a piece of her.
The good piece of her.
Oh.
The good and like the piece of her heart that like cares about people.
She's talking to herself.
Yes.
When the cat asks, "Are you wavering?"
Yes.
It's her own consciousness.
Right. And the cat is also the one taking damage for her.
I like that
the cat is like the selfless one. Like that's like the part of her that cares, and she sealed it away with the cat.
Yep.
And that's why you have a more colder Yuumu.
I absolutely like that.
Yeah, that's what I believe. That's what I believe.
I very much agree.
So I actually do trust the cat, Ice Aiden, because I think that is the good part of Yuumu, the part that we mostly saw in the first 2 seasons that she has sealed away within the cat. But, should we trust the cats? Listen, I didn't trust Neanderstar for the longest time. It looks like Neanderstar's fine.
But I let you say it looks like Nanda starts.
Oh my god.
One final twist. Otis takes the mask off. It's the cat.
Hey, listen.
I can't tell you how infuriated I would be.
Well, really, like if Otis takes the mask off and it's like there's only like 3 characters right now that it could be without it being absolutely like ridiculous, and that's exactly. Like Yugioh or Yuumu, or if the mask comes off and it's like an Odo that we haven't met yet. Like I guess that could work too.
Right.
Exactly. But if the mask comes off and it's like Udius or the
or Nanda Star.
Oh, Jesus.
It's Chupataro. Yeah, exactly.
I might delete my YouTube channel.
Yeah, that would end it all. Yeah, for sure.
That would end it.
Then it might be worth it.
We have $5. Oh, thank you, Ice Aiden.
Thank you, Ice Ice.
$5 from Philip Rosewood.
Thank you, Philip.
Fire episode with Yuumu being a damn girl boss as a villain was something that Gallop couldn't relate.
No.
Next episode, Yuhi versus Guido. I'm here for it. Yuumu Nation.
Yeah, Yuumu is well on her way to being, to being one of the best girl characters that we have ever had in a Yu-Gi-Oh, for sure. A lot of it comes down to now what she does from here on out. But the fact that she lost to Udius here makes me think that she's going to get a couple of wins. Listen, I said you can call Yuumu whatever you want to call her. But whether you want to call her,
but don't call her late for dinner.
Whether you want to call her Yuameister, whether you want to call her Boss Girl Yuumu, whether you want to call her Yuamid. I've seen people on Twitter still saying Yuamid. Whatever you want to call her, you have to call her this because this is factual. History maker. That is factual. When Go Rush is all said and done, she is going to be the girl duelist that has the most wins of all time in any Yu-Gi-Oh. She is going to be really the first girl ever that is going to be like a genuine like antagonistic villain threat in a Yu-Gi-Oh anime. We've never seen a girl character play that role before. I'm not talking about Queen, for a elongated period of time where she's clearly the main threat of an arc or of a show for a prolonged period of time, because she's been that way now for one arc, and that's going to go into the second arc. And she is the first girl in Yu-Gi-Oh history to be involved in an arc in a season finale duel, which was at the end of season 2. And I believe she's the first girl in Yu-Gi-Oh history, I'd have to fact check this, that has dueled in back-to-back arc finales. I don't think there has ever been another girl character that has done that. Yeah, right. Beat a rival. She's the third girl to do that, so it's a very short list there. So you want Yuamid? Whatever. Girl boss Yuumu? Great. Yuameister? Great. History maker Yuumu. That's it.
She is.
I like that.
That's
I like
it.
That,
she's a herstory maker.
Let's go.
Shout out to Colin. Colin wrote that in the chat.
She's
good job, Will.
She's
good
slaying.
Song, Will Forte.
Right? She's slaying.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
The attempt
Slay
to
Queen.
reach the quote-unquote younger
Or
audience, please stop.
She's mothering.
Slay Queen.
Stop!
Wait, the way
Slay
you're like, she's slaying, right? It's like you had to like look.
Slaying,
She's
right?
mothering.
You had to look around her reason.
That's not how you use it.
Mother is mothering.
She's serving.
You know what?
And she is serving. She is serving.
As a member of the LGBT community, this is a hate crime.
What?
This is a hate crime.
What?
Is Yu-Gi-Oh everything finally canceled?
We gotta cancel this guy.
That's crazy. All right, well, I guess that's it for the channel. I don't know where to go from here. Oh, my God. Remember when Calibro, a few episodes ago, you had mentioned your sister, Megan, who is a mom.
Yes.
And I didn't know what that term meant. So I said, she's mothering. Because I thought literally it meant just being a mother.
Yeah.
And Nick T, you just lost it.
Oh,
I still don't fully know what that term means. I'm not going to lie.
It's not for you. It's not for you.
You're gatekeeping it, huh?
So you're gatekeeping what that means.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not hip enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're way too straight.
I'm like trying to hold back what I want to say.
You can say it.
No.
I want you. This is a. You can say.
It's a safe space.
This is a safe space. You can say.
It
It.
involves
It's
a
not
for
safe.
Dylan.
It's not safe for you.
It's not
anyway.
it's not like a mommy bird situation where like a mom chews the food and then gives it to her
No,
kids.
no, no.
What?
I like where your thought process is. But
Okay. Next donation?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to grab a water.
We have $10 from Aguni.
Thank you, Aguni.
Quote, lost it is a bit much. Yumu found herself with some strange life form that will die if the Valkyrians are revived. She's resolved to be Otis. It's a strange thing she's been put in the center of, which I think is a very valid. Honestly, that's a really well-worded way of saying what we were also saying. Like, she's kind of found herself in the middle of something weird without her, like, being... She's not just crazy.
Yeah. Now, Aguni, thank you so much for the super chat. Now, I was the one who said lost it, so I got to respond to this.
We both said lost it, but
Yeah.
sure. We all say.
Lost it may have been a little too extreme in hindsight. However, she did create a race of people, right, the dark matter people, basically in order to freeze up Yugioh and using them as like a bargaining chip so that Yugioh would not revive the Valkyrians. She's very different than like how we left off with her. So while lost it is maybe a little extreme, she has become very apathetic and has certainly gone down a darker path that I certainly was not expecting. So I will stand by that. But
sure,
I'll concede a little bit on the lost it. And you bring up a good point. I mean, she's in a weird spot. Certainly. But she's become very apathetic, maybe because she feels she needs to, towards everybody that is not Yuga.
True.
But Aguni, thank you. Appreciate you.
We have $5 from Night Fury Lover 31.
The Night.
I blame Nanaho. If she hadn't interrupted the final duel, the results would have been the same. Yuga wouldn't have needed to go into hyperspace.
Wow. Talking about a callback.
I haven't seen 92 in a bit, so
yeah. I mean, I
don't quite remember what exactly. I mean, she caused the alarm to go off, right?
Yes.
Which caused all of the co-girls, to leave Otis.
Yes.
But like, I don't know if that would have like changed the story that drastically.
Yeah, I don't know. I
until I read that donation, I was like, I forgot she was even there.
Yeah.
To be honest. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to rewatch it. I just can't remember it, unfortunately, Night Fury Lover, where I feel I can give a confident response to that without, like, just kind of slightly BSing, and I don't want to do that because I feel like that's a little disingenuous. But I'd have to go back. I mean, how would it have played if the co-girls did not leave, if Nanaho did not get involved? We don't know. It could have been that Yuga lost, and things would have been bad, right? So...
hard to say.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's one of those butterfly effects for sure.
Well said. Butterfly effect. Good use of that, actually.
Thank you, man.
You got it. Thank you, Night Fury.
Good job, Dill.
We got $5 from Legendary Dude.
JC.
He's legendary. JC, thank you so much.
LD, I like that. Let's not forget Yumu, the first female duelist to actually defeat a rival. Quote, not, and in parentheses, not including Chaz. LOL.
Yes. So third or second if you don't include Chaz, because Camula beat Zayn, a result that I certainly forgot about until someone had mentioned it.
Because okay, I don't really count that duel because she used his little brother against him.
Yeah, you can say that.
So it was sort of like a Kaiba beat Atem in Duelist Kingdom, but like he
or
did
Yuzu
it by
beat Yuya.
But he did it by like threatening to jump off a cliff if Atem beat him.
Yeah.
So like
My
it wasn't
favorite.
It's
so good.
What's his name?
Huh?
Show.
You know, how do I what?
How did she use Show?
Because he's pathetic.
I mean,
Oh
he's
my
pathetic.
God.
That's why. No, that's why I want to
Hey.
know. I want to.
Explain how it
I'm
happened.
hoping it's the most.
I'm going to let Aura explain.
Hey, come on.
Sorry.
Come
Okay.
on.
Wait, that was too far.
No, don't worry about it.
Oh God.
One of my favorite moments of all time in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just it taught me so off guard when Kaiba's just like, I'll kill myself. I'm like, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'm
Kaiba's literally like,
excuse me? Oh,
Yeah.
Kaiba's literally like, if you make this attack and win the duel, I'm gonna go kill myself. And
my
it
brother's
was
up
like,
there. I'll die.
Let me win.
yeah,
This guy-
literally.
This
like,
guy is serious.
Like, yeah, sure, Kaiba beat Atem, but that was literally after forcing Atem's hand.
Well, again, but that's the lessons passed on. Father's Day, I know just passed, but that's the lessons passed on from
What?
Kaiba's father in the manga. He plays a chess game against Gozabura. He beats Gozabura, and then
Gozaburo?
Sorry, throws himself out of the window and falls to his death and dies, and says, "This is what it means to lose." And
That's extreme.
that's where it came.
I love that.
I'm not making any. I
No,
know
no,
I
I 100%
That's
believe you.
100%
Kaiba's
what
dad's
happens
a
in
piece
the
of
manga.
garbage. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely left on a.
Manga wasn't out for kids.
No,
What happens to his dad?
he dies. He loses in chess,
Falls
and he
to death.
says to
And
Seto,
shoves
"This
out the
is
window.
how
And so
important
he
games are."
was gonna pull. He's gonna pull his dad.
Well, he did that so that his son equated losing with death.
That's pretty horrible. That's pretty.
It's not as bad as Marek's dad.
That's.
Oh Jesus.
I like Tyler's comment there as well. That's a good point.
No, that is completely wrong. As an official Konami judge, that is completely wrong.
Have you
I
ever
could-
seen that before?
Yes.
Okay, that is scary.
People do anything to win.
That's
Yeah.
People literally
Hey,
do
listen.
anything to win. Have you heard the one Pokemon story where the guy literally ate someone else's card at the table and then called a judge for a deck check so he could get his opponent disqualified for not having the exact deck that he entered with because he ate one of the cards? People do anything to win.
Did the other guy know he ate the card or no?
I don't quite remember all the details, but that's literally what happened.
No, good. And he goes, wait, what the fuck?
That's
No, like
insane.
that is people do anything to win.
Jesus Christ,
That's
dude.
insanity, dude.
That's a good. You know what? It's just paper.
Like the guy obviously like did not the guy obviously like did not like get away with it, right? He was
Right. I
punished
hope
for it
not.
severely. But
Yeah.
like it's just a shining example of literally people do anything to win.
Well, a story in the early 2000s was a Yugioh friendship, which is a card. Offer your opponent a handshake.
Oh,
If they
yeah.
accept your handshake, each player's life points become half the combined life points. People would play that card. They'd spit in their hand, and then they'd offer their hand out. And then Konami
they-
did step in and say you can verbally agree to a handshake. But that was something that people also did when that card. Yeah,
What the
yeah, dude.
hell?
No, it's
There's also
Glad
like
I
it,
went to- 'cause
Yeah.
someone-
No.
I would
that-
smack the
I could
hell
beat
out
the
of.
shit out of you
Yeah, I
right
would
there.
smack the
I'm like,
hell
you
out of
want to lose? You're gonna lose because you're dead.
Yeah.
like
I'm-
you can literally look up all of these stories. Like
I'm
these
I'm
happened.
genuinely
They
like
happened.
sad.
I'm saddened. I'm also dumbfounded. I can't believe
that one I've never heard of. The Pokemon one.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like if I don't even know what I would do if I was across from my opponent and they looked dead serious. Not even that, and were like, "I'm literally gonna kill myself if you don't let me win." I don't even know how I would
You know what I would
react
do?
in that
I'd
moment.
summon all 5 pieces Exodia and say, "Obliterate!"
Okay, I mean
That's
that's gotta be a
great.
card.
That's
Chat didn't
good.
hear it, but I mean that's crazy.
I think it would-
You saw the images. It looked good.
Listen, man.
No, but no, people do anything to win. I mean, there's
Yeah.
I was listening to the podcast that Team APS has. Yeah, the pot of greed they call it.
That's so good.
Right? Where not Larry, who is the other one? The other twin. Oh my god, I can't.
Gary.
No, I forget his name, but he's the main guy that's on the podcast. But he was like sometimes players will literally generate like they will look extremely like greasy, unwashed, and like have a smell to them, and it's and it hampers like your opponent's ability to play because they're so focused on like that
Oh no.
all of that
I would
happening.
actually look at them and shove the nose plate.
Yeah.
Because
They are
it's
the
like
soul.
They
No,
wouldn't be
but-
offended. They do it intentionally.
but like the thing is like this person also needs to handle your cards as well.
Didn't
like
they
they're
come
so
up with a rule after that about like
yeah about
hygiene or
showering, but
something?
like he talked about like whenever you have an opponent like that, the first thing you think about is getting the match over and done with as soon as you possibly can, even if it might cost you that match.
I'm like,
And it's like people do anything to win.
I'm
Yeah.
genuinely like in shock. Like not even as
Are you really though?
I mean, but like it's a card game. Like, are you
Bro, it's
serious?
people's like life. They love that, you know.
But like you play poker, you play for actual money and do stuff.
And I've seen people fight people at the table.
Yeah, I
I've
definitely
seen it,
haven't.
yeah.
Have you ever heard someone eat someone's king of clubs?
No,
like-
but there's cameras in the casino, so it wouldn't work.
God, that's
Like,
Yeah,
there's
then
not
you get.
cameras at the what YC?
It should be.
Then they take you out back.
I
You
assume
know?
locals, there's not cameras. Like, oh, we got him. He's on. You know.
That's
But yeah, no, like
crazy.
people literally do like unhinged shit
That's
just to claim victory. I think threatening to kill yourself if you lose is like middle tier in terms of things people have done in
Of
order
course.
to win.
That's
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
bananas.
But JC, so I mean, besides Alexis beating Chaz, and then of course Zane Camula or Camula Zane, yeah, I mean either way though, she's the third on a very short list, and she's the first in over like 15 years to beat a rival, first girl.
That's
so
wild.
that's still super cool. Yeah.
We have $5 from Pickrick.
Thank you, Pick.
Thank you, Pick.
With the Empire, with the Empire going to Earth, what dueling matchups you want to see? Me personally, I want to see Sabius Mitsuko to see who's the better Yugioh Glazer. That's crazy.
Sabius Mitsuko to see who's the better Yugioh fan.
Not metaphorically.
I don't like the use of that word.
Yeah, we did touch upon the.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah, he put this in way before.
Yeah,
that,
of course.
But,
just a little bit of glazing.
Yeah, a little bit glazing.
For me, my big one is
glazing.
Uemu Tremolo is my big one.
Yeah, that's a
Give me that want from very early on.
I do.
Show.
I would probably.
I'd
probably
kind
pick.
of, the thing is, like, I
Yugioh.
want a duel where I can't like predict who's gonna win, right?
Yes.
If it's Yomu versus Tremolo, I feel like Yomu's gonna win because she's the big bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I want something more like Tremolo versus Bria, where it's kind of like. This is kind of
like really, yeah. There's the stakes.
This could go either way.
Is Yugioh phaser?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
like
that's
could
what I
not
would
pick that. Like,
What if
I
like
mean, obviously,
Epoch
I
and
would.
the Luger on opposite sides?
What if
And
what?
it was an Epoch the Lug duel.
Oh my
I
God.
might like that. Oh, the Kamijo.
Yeah. That would get the gears turning.
Yeah.
This guy. He's a bad guy.
Although to be honest, in Yugioh versus
He's a
Phaser, I
bad
would still pick Yugioh.
I would too. Yeah.
I think so.
But there are some delicious matchups out there for
Oh
sure.
yes.
Agreed. Thank you.
Thank you, Pick.
Yes, we have 30 months of Raw Yellow membership from TNX Railways.
Wow. Thank you, TNX. Appreciate it.
I'm not sure how to feel after this week. Every time I like where they're going, there's something I'm down on. And Yumu should not have lost both duels, IMO.
Well, I'd love to know what you're kind of down on TNX. First of all, thank you for the 2.5 years of channel membership. Yumu losing both duels, I'm actually okay with because of the direction her character has gone in spite of losing those duels. I like it where like wins and losses are not necessarily everything as long as the character is still able to like go through with their ultimate ambitions. I think Otis is a really good example of that. Dictated a lot of the plot in sevens, didn't win a single duel. Now, he's not really an example of a good character per se, but that wasn't because he lost every duel, in my opinion at least. It's because we just didn't get enough explication on his character.
Explication?
Explication.
Explanation?
So explication is a word. I added it to the vocab about a week ago. And actually,
Hey,
Colin
it's
called
that
me
word?
out 3 days ago. Colin called me out.
Dylan's searching the thesaurus now to say words.
I'll let
to
Nick
call
T search
people
it
out.
up, and then we can go from there.
Hey, you know what? Good on you. The process of drawing out the meaning of something which is not clearly defined so as to make the explicit what is currently left implicit.
Oh, it's literally just a fancy way of
Why are
saying
you the
reading
way that
between
you
the
are?
It
lines.
says the German explication.
Yeah, and a more simple definition is to develop the implications of or analyze logically.
I accept all of your apologies.
What, me?
Hey.
What'd I do?
Hey, hang on, no, hang on. With this definition, you use the word wrong.
Well, no, it's to explain on something that is vague, which is Otis.
No, explication. No, you use this word wrong.
Say the definition. I mean, you didn't know it was a word. Say the
Well,
definition.
no,
again.
Cambridge then defines the act of explaining something in detail, especially a piece of writing or an idea.
There you go.
Why is every definition different?
There's a few.
I like to go by the
Cambridge is
Cambridge
different than
definition.
Yeah, of
Merriam-Webster.
course.
Cambridge. I'll tell you something.
The first one I read
Cambridge-
was off Wikipedia. The second was Merriam. The third was
All right,
Cambridge.
we're moving on.
Cambridge
We're
is
moving
big.
on.
Cambridge is England, if I believe. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, we are moving on. Woo! All right. TNX, thank you so much. Aguni, thank you for the $5 super chat. I have no issues with Yumu losing both duels. That's crazy. That's like they like responded to each other.
Back and forth.
Ultima Witch,
might have been
much like
referenced to each
Master of Sevens, symbolizes the Odo selflessness. Udius's win was a true Yami no game. That's beautiful.
Well
That's
said.
beautiful.
Very well
I
said.
don't have an issue either because I feel like her character is still on like a good trajectory. It's still on a good path, and that's what I really like about where we're going here. And by the way, Yumu may have been able to win, but Kuai-Dueling obviously stepped in. She didn't see that coming, and that kind of threw her off. You could argue.
I guess you could make the argument.
You could argue.
you want me to read? Yeah. Then we have $5 from. Oh yeah, $5 from Gravity Hero.
Thank you, Grav.
So do we count this as a win for Kuai-Dueling or Yugioh? Also, where does Arc place on your rankings? It becomes a wash, right? Does it become a wash?
No, I think it still counts. I mean, Kuai-Dueling's part of Yugioh now.
I mean, you'd argue that Yugioh had it won. It's just he didn't pull. He's on the.
I mean, you can't.
But you can argue also that he wasn't gonna pull it.
I think the only argument is whether you consider Kuai-Dueling part of Yugioh.
I think now he is, after what happened at the end of the 7th arc. Yeah. But
that's interesting.
It's all right.
That's interesting.
It's okay. There's plenty of more duels.
That's interesting.
I will say this.
I don't know.
This is a beautiful thing. We already kind of went over where we place it in our arc rankings. Gravity Hero. I would place it in like the 5-6-ish range for me out of 9. I don't know if you guys would have it any lower or higher.
6-7.
Treasure 6-7.
Initial thought is like 6.
Okay.
Like that range feels right.
Or
not the best, but definitely not the worst.
Do you have it higher? Because you liked it a lot. No, the arc.
Oh, the arc.
Out of all 9. Where just rough shot, where do you think you place it?
Oh no, I'd have to think about where my rankings are.
Okay,
right now.
yeah, there's no rush on that.
I mean, like, I definitely still place it above the space-time arc.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Sure, yeah.
I think 6 is fair. I actually like 6.
Yeah, 5th or 6th for me personally.
Like it's
I need to consult my rankings again.
Yeah, which we have them from the last time you were here. But. All right, the quiet one. Thank you for the $2 donation. Natalie is busy doing paperwork, so I will issue a challenge in her place. I want vengeance for her loss. I am going to avenge my second in command. All right, well, I guess quiet one. I am not doing Master Duel tomorrow because it is my mother's birthday, and I will be with her and my family. But next week when we do Master Duel versus chat, I'll be more than happy to take you or Natalie on in a good old-fashioned duel. Thank you, the quiet one, for the donation. Nick Schoner. Nick T.
Oh, yes. $5 said, hi, guys. 15 out of 10 episode. 1, who was Yugioh expecting to show up? Because she said, still you came a bit early. And 2, was...
Forced Yugioh to join?
Was Yugioh forced to join?
Switched it. Yeah,
and is Kuai-Dueling back? Very quickly, I'll run through it, Nick, and then I'll let these guys speak on it. I think Yugioh was not... I think Yugioh was expecting nobody to show up because Dormammu was not at 8. I think the point that Aura raised early, I actually do agree with. I think because because Dormammu was not at 8, Kuai-Dueling coming back surprised her. So I don't think she was expecting anyone, and that's why she was surprised when Kuai-Dueling showed up.
Yeah, and it's early because there's only 2 Dormammu and not 8.
Yep.
So it was way too early for anyone to revive.
And then was Yugioh forced to join? I don't think he was forced to join. No. I think in that moment he felt like he needed to figure out what Yugioh was actually doing, and the only chance he probably felt he had to save Yugioh and maybe get through to her is to pretend like he's joining her so that he can talk to his sister, which he has not had the opportunity to do so this season. So I don't think he was forced. I just think he feels that was the correct decision.
I wholeheartedly agree with all that.
And then is Kuai-Dueling back?
Partially, I think. I mean, while he's in an in-between place where he shares a body with Yugioh.
Very.
He's in the in-between. But yeah, I agree on all those points.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick.
Kay, thank you for the 59 months, almost 5 years of channel membership. Wow. Kay, really, really appreciate it. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Thank you so much, Kay. Almost 5 years. You and Calibro are my 2 longest channel members, and I greatly appreciate you, Kay. Thank you so much. Kay, you're awesome.
Vroom, vroom. That's a great song.
I'm in my mom's car. Vroom, vroom.
Oh.
That's a good reference.
I think this is the last one so far. $10 from Philip Rosewood. As someone who grew up going to card shops with lots of older people, I can say a lot of those guys had horrible hygiene. It was so distracting. Some had their girlfriends, so that's what made it worse.
Isn't it crazy that
We don't. I
don't
know what you're gonna say, but
how do you how are you okay? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just have good hygiene, please. And by the way, it's not that hard. If you're not going to shower, which you should shower every day, but if you're not going to shower, just put on deodorant and cologne and you're fine for that day. But you shouldn't go more than 1 full day without showering.
I mean,
you could.
Maybe you could.
But like, but you shouldn't go more than like 2 or 3 days.
Okay,
without
okay, yeah,
showering.
okay,
Like
okay.
that's
Like,
the.
sit at home all day and do nothing. Like, and you're not sweating.
I also
Yeah.
feel like you shouldn't go out in public
Exactly.
if you haven't showered in over a day.
Yeah, exactly.
maybe 2. Yeah.
Not
great.
Yeah, Philip, it's crazy. And then you're sitting there single, and you're thinking like, how the hell is this guy or girl in a relationship?
The world is crazy like that. It really is.
They smell like a Taco Bell dumpster. I mean, it just sometimes life just doesn't make sense, you know? We've all been there, Philip, man. We've all been there. Also, we have a $5 donation from Shark Messiah. Thank you, Shark. Reminder to Dylan, check Discord for my theory. But anyways, hello. Hope you're all doing well. And sorry in advance for my long theory. It's just something I wanted to share with you guys. That's right. So Shark Messiah sent me a message. So I'm gonna read it.
Oh
Okay.
my God! Hang on.
All right.
It's
It's probably fine. It's probably fine. It's a long one.
that's what a lot of people say before bad things happen. It's probably fine.
Well, I can. Yeah. I mean, I'm just.
I would at least skim it. No one can hear me.
I'm skimming it. Well, actually, while we skim it, we don't have a summary for 116.
We do.
Oh, we do. Oh, okay.
The thing is, DMC hasn't translated
Oh,
it.
okay.
But
We've got a translator right here. We're golden.
yeah, I can just go over it really
Give us
quickly.
a cursory.
Yeah, go over it, and then
We're
gonna make our picks.
And then you can read the ting. Yeah, I got you.
I want to know. What's what? I want to know.
Oh, we haven't picked yet. Yes, you can.
I will say that it is not very it's not very exciting.
Okay, that's fine.
It's not very exciting.
Do you want it like a minute or two to?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna read Shark Messiah's theory while we get the episode 116 ready. Oh, I got it. You're good. Yeah. It's good. So I have a bit of a theory I want to run past you guys. I'm not sure how many parts it'll be, but it's something I've had on my mind for a while. I wanted to see what you guys think, so bear with me as I become Dylan for a minute. This is going to be good.
Oh, no. That's the last thing you
By the way, Shark Messiah, you lost everybody else but me with that joke.
What did he say?
She said, bear
I'm
with
here.
me as I become Dylan for a minute.
I'm here.
All right, Calver's here. All right.
I'm here for it.
So for a while now, I've wondered who Yuga's direct ancestor was, Yuhi or Yuumu. And while last arc confirmed that it's Yuumu for me, another question came to mind. Do we possibly know Yuga's direct ancestor who isn't an Odo? Have we already met him? I should preface first that shipping has extremely little to do with this theory. I personally believe that we have met both sets of ancestors for a few of the Seven's cast already, with the hints given in Go Rush, though it's run that I believe I have been pointing to one character in particular being Yuga's male ancestor. First things first, I'll explain how I've come to this conclusion. I looked at the guy characters that Yuumu was close to, along with those that are close to Yuga, or had an impactful influence on their characters. The main ones that stick out to me were Phaser, Lukeman, Yugioh, Tremolo, and Manabu.
Phaser is an adult and Yuumu is 13.
Well, I don't. Yes, but I don't. Well, let's see.
Okay, but why was he even in the running to begin with?
Yeah, I guess it's just from a personality perspective who they were doing. We can rule out Lukeman, Tremolo, Phaser, and Manabu right off the bat, with Lukeman being heavily connected to Luke's family and Manabu being
Lukeman? You mean
answer.
Luke?
Oh, you said wrote Luke, man, but...
Okay, also Luke is like 80,000 years old.
Yeah, we don't know.
Why are we so caught up in this?
That leaves Yugioh.
I'm so concerned right now.
Yugioh?
I really, like, I
Yeah.
This is very uncomfortable.
All right. Well, we'll stop. Okay. Do we have the summary for 116?
No.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay, so it says, episode 116, that's the part of you that pisses me off.
That's the name of the episode.
Yeah, that's the name of the episode. It's supposed to be a callback to, like, Yugioh saying to Yugioh, that's the part of you I hate the most.
Okay.
And then Yugioh saying back, that's the part of you I love the most.
Okay.
Anyway, the Dark Meister... okay, the Dark Meister and her crew are heading towards heading to Earth aboard the Valvel gear which they stole. Yuhi knows the Dark Meister's real intentions. So he joins them on the journey. but he gets
Thank
into an
you
argument
for
with
the
Yugioh
dono.
when they meet on the ship, and they end up dueling. If Yuhi loses? If Yuhi loses, he has to do whatever Yugioh says.
Okay.
And that's about it.
Oh, that is.
That's
okay.
Pretty vague.
Yeah, that makes it tougher to predict.
He has to do whatever Yugioh says.
Yeah, I
That's a tough one.
Oh.
Yeah, that's tough. These are some tough picks, man.
All right.
Also, check your link real quick when you get a chance.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Link in a link.
Is it a link? I'll link it.
No,
I'm gonna link it up.
Super chat. Apologize.
Oh wow, Maddie, thank you for the $100 super chat. Maddie, thank you so freaking much, dude. Miss you, man. Thank you so much. That is crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, Maddie, thank you so much, dude. Listen, man, I hope you've been well. I actually don't even know if you're watching I don't think you're watching Go Rush, but if you are, let me know your thoughts on the episode, but I'm pretty sure you're not caught up. Maddie, I appreciate you, dude. Love you. Thank you so much. I'm excited to see you again really soon. Thank you so much, dude. I greatly appreciate you, man. All Maddie said was a smiley face. I wish there was a message. There is not, so there's nothing really
He'd be doing that,
for us to read. You do
Classic-
be doing that.
classic
yeah.
Maddie.
Classic Maddie. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you.
The thing is, sorry, this is not about Maddie.
Yeah.
And there was a lull, so I had a thought.
Oh,
But,
yeah, no, absolutely.
I really want Yugioh to win. I'm not sure if they're actually going to commit to that though. I think it's way too soon for Yuhi to beat Yugioh. But I also think that they're probably rushing some matchups because they only got like 30 episodes left, 30-ish. And this has to be like quote unquote Yuhi's redemption against Yugioh from Arc 3. So they're probably going to make him win regardless.
Yeah.
But even knowing this, I will still pick Yugioh, even knowing I have a high probability of being wrong.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right, so oh boy, this is tough,
chat.
man, because you got probably definitely two top 5 duelists. So you could maybe argue 2 like top 3. I mean, if you make your top 3 a combination of Udius, Yugioh, Yuhi, I think that's fair. So you got 2 really, really good duelists right now.
It's really only them 3 and Yumu
at this point. Yep, I would agree with
So-
that. This is a high-profile duel, man.
This is big. Big stuff here.
Okay. How did the summary ended? It ended with
Yeah, if hang on, sorry. I'll
Okay.
get the exact.
No, yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Hang on, one moment.
Oh, yeah.
Take your time. Maddie, seriously, thank you, dude. Thank you so much, man. I'm looking forward to playing Mario Party with you when it comes out. Trust me. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so
I don't like the way you said that.
yeah, basically Yugioh says that if Yuhi loses, and this is like worded in such a way where it sounds like Yugioh is furious with Yuhi. Yugioh is like, if Yuhi loses, then he has to do whatever Yugioh says. And this is worded in such a way that seems like Yugioh is very angry at him.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right,
Or like he's speaking a little emotionally.
Oh, jeez, this is tough.
Jeez, oh man.
Okay. Are we ready?
Yep.
yes.
3, 2, 1, send.
Oh my god.
Hey, it's been fun. We gotta get
Oh god.
We're in trouble.
For the first time in a very, very long time.
Get home safe.
It's unanimous. Which way though?
Unanimous.
It's unanimous for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Good seeing you.
Good seeing you.
Oh, I'm out. All right. You guys, who'd you guys pick? Did you pick what I picked?
I think we picked what you picked. Did you pick what I picked?
Well, who'd you pick?
Chadhee.
Oh, I picked you, him.
Oh, you hit?
I picked Goathee.
Oh, wow.
I just picked
Same but different, but basically
Zuijo's
the same.
winning the polls,
But
so
you look at the last poll, didn't go that way.
correct.
Who's to say? I'm gonna speak on it right here.
Speak on it, baby.
I'm not. I don't think any of us are actually confident in this. I'm not fully confident in it. But
It's a tough call.
It's a tough matchup. I mean, Yugioh has a unbelievable record.
Yeah, I just feel like logically knowing how they write these rematches and like
Yuhi gets his comeuppance.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like while I still believe it's too early, I think they're gonna give it to him regardless of what I think. So
That's like the one piece of faith in my answer that I actually have is the fact that the sort of staggering of it, like it just makes sense for Yuhi to get this win against Yugioh now after some time, even if it's not necessarily marinated enough. I think it's just like this would be the a moment for it to happen, especially now. Like Yugioh just like, did he beat the Darkmeister?
No, he
lost.
lost. He
Oh.
lost.
But
Well, that's my thing,
the
too.
thing is though, like he lost because contact fusion happened.
True.
And despite contact fusion happening, he was still able to keep up.
But then he came back and got a win. So
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's right. He still came back and got a win. I don't know. It makes sense to me that maybe Yuhi wins.
I think
Damn, he's sold a lot recently.
with Unity also picking Yuhi, obviously. I think that in order for Yuhi to go through the plan, which my theory is that he's going to try to stop Yumu, so that he's kind of he's in there, he's trying to sabotage what's going on. In order to do that, he's going to have to keep doing what he wants, which means he can't be doing what Zuijou's telling him to do.
He also has to prove himself in some way.
Yeah, and I think he can prove himself like that he's able to get through, and maybe he gets through to Zuijouh, and then now Zuijou's on his side, and they're both kind of trying to figure out a way to stop Yumu, and I think that it's Yuhi's time to shine, I think.
It's
Dude, Chad, hey, bro.
Go
Yeah, I mean, I picked Yuhi as well.
yeah, everyone here picked Yuhi except for me.
Yeah.
Well, you admitted that that's probably what you would do. You just want
if I were picking logically,
Yeah.
if I were to pick what I actually want, though, is Yugioh.
I've picked with my heart every now and then. It's
I picked Aoi to beat Bowman.
I picked Yoshio to beat Luke in sevens.
I love when that comes.
That is always going to be the worst one.
see his face. You didn't even see.
Oh my god!
I was like, that is always going to be the worst one.
That's awful. That is
Just a typical Karen face to do it.
My apologies.
No, he's not apologizing for shit.
All right. No, I believe Yuhi will win. Yuhi is a very good duelist. And also, like, I'll be honest with you, Zuijouh is coming off a really, really impressive win against UDS.
True.
I don't think he'll win back-to-back here against two of the best duelists in the show.
This is his third duel since coming back.
He's done the trifecta, Yuumu, Yuhi,
and not long ago, before obviously the duel he died, another duel he had. So like we've been eating with Yugioh lately.
Oh yeah,
Zuijouh's a very important character.
Zuijouh's
Yugioh's
bakery
always
is open
great
for
to
business.
see on screen.
Yeah,
He is
need
good
him
for
there.
business.
He really is.
You need him.
He's the Abercrombie and Finch model outside the store.
Yeah, of course.
You're going in. You're like, oh, this guy works here. Oh, I'm going in.
Mark Liu, thank you for the $2 donation,
smells
Mark. I
amazing.
appreciate you. Hey, Dylan, when it comes to a new World Leaks for Duel Links, it is expected to drop in July based on past World Leaks from Zexal to Sevens. Question for everyone besides Dylan: do you think Go Rush will work? Do you think Go Rush World will appear in Duel Links this year?
No. The thing is, the leaks actually come a little bit earlier than that. Like even like a small, tiny like piece of information that hints at the new world, drops way earlier than July. But also, the fact that they haven't even gotten to fusion in Rush duels right now, leads me to believe that first of all, Go Rush is still going on. It would be very awkward of them to drop a world while the series is still happening. But I think more so what's happening in September is that Fusion is coming to Rush Duel Links.
Bring in my boy Yuo.
Which actually may happen because they announced for the main card game, the main Rush card game, that they're going to print more Yuo support for October. which is the month right after September. And they really like timing their releases to the Duel Links ones. Like, they just dropped a whole bunch of Asana stuff while the Asana event is going on.
That makes sense, Mark.
Yeah, they dropped Mega Road Pack 2, which is full of like Luke, Gokto, and Roman support when like Rush Duel Links was first like put into the game. So like they already announced that they're going to be putting they're going to be making more support for Yugioh's deck specifically in October, which is like it lines up perfectly with that time window for Duel Links. So I think what's happening next is Yugioh and Fusion.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he asked for me not to talk on it because I've already talked on it at length in like my Duel Links streams, but I pretty much concur. I don't think it's coming this year. What about you? I mean, you guys don't play Duel Links. Do you want to just take a shot? Yes or no?
Got nothing to say about it.
I would say yes. It feels like that. Watching your streams, it feels like the next logical step.
Would be Yugioh.
Yeah.
Oh,
course.
okay.
No,
I
Rush is not ready.
Yes, that's what I meant.
It's absolutely not ready.
Yeah,
There's no way that's happening.
Yep.
It's got to be Yugioh.
I agree.
Yeah, late, maybe next fall, like 2025.
No, I think that's what I.
Yeah, I just think like the number one thing is that Rush and Duel Links does not have fusion, and then quickly following that is that Go Rush is still airing. It would be really awkward of them to make a world while Go Rush is still airing.
I agree. Yeah. I fully agree. Have a couple more supers.
Yeah, we do have a couple.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
We have $10 from Pick Rick.
Pick the Rick. Thank you, Pick. Appreciate you, man.
Major crack theory. What if the timeline you go in was the Sevens timeline, but it was around 20 years before the start of Sevens, and that's how Yugioh became Otis and how Yugioh comes back in the story.
That hold on.
I'm at a
This is tough to process. 2 hours 50 minutes.
Bingo.
The show.
Bingo.
What if the timeline Yugioh was in the 7th time, but it was around 20 years before the start of 7? That's how Yugioh becomes Otis and how Yugioh comes back.
I don't believe that. Like I've always been like a hater, quote unquote, of the Yugioh is Otis theory because I don't believe Yugioh is as like callous and mean and like cruel.
My number one theory is 7.
And cruel as Otis is, because Yugioh's so compassionate and kind, he would never do that.
But what if his adulthood changed him?
Yeah, that time.
Remember
well,
Savage?
No.
He was a nice guy.
Hang on. He could. Oh my God. Oh my God. Shut up.
Oh yeah.
Before life hardened him.
Or
no,
drugs.
but like the thing is, like Yugioh, like really actually does dislike Otis like a lot.
Oh yes, without a doubt.
Maybe he hates part of himself.
Hey Pete.
Self-loathing.
Come on, just give me like a little bit to the theory. Just give me a little bit.
No.
Stamp of approval.
No.
She's got the loaded water bottle. Okay.
I'm willing to go down with the ship.
No, but that's just my thought that Yugioh will never become Otis, because I think if he does become Otis, he wouldn't do the exact same things that Otis did in Sevens. Yeah. If he does become Otis, he would be a completely different Otis than the one we know.
Well, there may be 2 Otises.
my ultimate replacement theory.
That's like the only thing, but
in the beginning,
it's dupe theory.
In
right?
the beginning, Otis.
You should name it something else.
My
instead of replacement.
The Otis duplication.
Okay, yeah, I like that better.
Okay,
dupe theory.
I
do you want to explain why?
Yeah, no, I definitely missed something.
No, it's okay.
So I'll tell you something, man. The Otis at the beginning of Sevens, and we're not going to stay on this long because it's late. I think he's totally different than the one at the end, and I think at some point in Otis changing.
Oh yeah, you've harped on about this.
I think it makes sense. So we'll see.
I don't know.
Okay. We'll see.
Well, we're gonna find out. Thank you, Pick.
Thank you, Pick.
And then for our final dono, we have $5 from Kevin.
Electric Kevin. Thank you, man.
Just for fun, the trio's dual record, if I recall correctly, are Udius 20-5, Yumu 9-7, Yuhi 11-6, which is about to be 12-6 because he's totally beating Yugioh next episode.
Wow. Most likely, yeah. Udius has lost 5 times. Is that right? Yugioh twice, Duty Nishon. Kuai-Dueling once.
Yuna.
Yuna. Yep.
My God.
Wow. And
wait. So it was. Hold on. What was the 5th one?
Well, he lost to Duty Nishan.
I heard that one. And Yugioh twice.
Kuai-Duel, and then Goai-Yuna.
Right, Kuai-Duel. I always forget that
We
one.
were trying to say.
No, I was just leaving it where it was, man.
Awesome stuff, Cal. All right, Kevin, thank you. I think when it's all said and done, UDS will have the best winning percentage as he does now. He probably will have the second best.
Damn, 9 and 7. I'm happy about that.
No, Yuumu is going to have the most.
I'm happy, and getting 16 duels.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pumped about
That's
that.
pretty solid.
You know what's crazy? You could probably add up the amount of duels that Yuzu and Aoi had, and I don't know if it reaches 16.
No, she's probably at least getting 3 or 4 more in this next coming arc.
Yeah,
just the nature of the story.
Extremely likely.
She might get to 20.
There's a crazy stat, and we'll have to do the math on it when Go Rush is over, that Yuumu and Roman combined dueled more times than the 6 Gallup girls.
Probably.
Combined.
Probably.
Combined.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be a real stat.
Not even Yuumu and Roman combined. I think Yuumu alone
Maybe.
probably dueled more than every other Gallup girl combined.
I mean, maybe when it's all said and done, Yuumu might have 20-ish. I mean, that might be more.
Yeah. It's a good shot.
Holy crap.
Right, because Kotari, no duels.
Well, technically 4, but they were
Kotori had one.
It was
duel.
1, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you count 1, Tay had what,
Hanzo
3?
had 3.
Yeah. And then, Aki and Asuka, sure. I don't know how many did
Aoi.
Yuzu.
how
Aoi
many Yuzu had?
Aoi only had 3 wins. She probably only dueled like 8 or 9 times.
Yeah, what about Yuzu?
Yeah, I guess
probably
we'll see.
dueled.
Yeah,
Yuzu didn't have a duel in the final 70 episodes of her show.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Her last duel was against Sergey in Synchro.
Oh,
Isn't that crazy?
yeah.
Where
The-
she
the-
got
the duel where she-
annihilated.
Don't say that with happiness.
He said that way too joyful.
Say it.
I feel like what happened to Yuzu in that Sergey duel was worse than what happened to Aoi eating Kron
Oh
You
Kron.
can
my
make
God.
You can make an argument.
Yeah, no. Like it is actually so much worse in my opinion.
Because they do the zoom in of the building and she's a.
She gets knocked off her motorcycle after having a duel with one of the creepiest guys ever. By the way,
Psychopath.
like he's not only crazy, but he's also creepy.
Yeah, creepy. Dude. Creepy dude.
Knocked off her motorcycle, falls like off the tracks, which is like at least 10 stories up.
Yeah.
Can't have that.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Like Aoi eating dirt is like funny, but I think it pales in comparison to what happened to Yuzu.
It's sick. All right. We are going to wrap this up.
On that note.
Listen, man, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful show. Arc 9 is in the books. We got 3 more arcs, and of course, in the middle of those 3 arcs, we also got Jump Fest still less than 164 days away. But who's counting? I want to thank Cal, who's the man behind the camera.
Yeah.
I want to give a big thank you to Dredge, who was here earlier.
Yeah.
Obviously, had to leave. Twitch.tv/Dredgenator for him. Pete,
yeah.
Nick T, thank you guys so much for coming in. Of course, our special guest, Aura, from the EntameSubs team. Aura, we'll start with you if there's anything you want to promote, and then we'll rip it down the line.
Nothing. Did you hang on? What is? I mean, like, hang on. What is in your video description?
Oh, it's your Tumblr, and then I'll throw your Discord in there as well.
Oh yeah.
I forgot to do that.
The other one.
Yep.
No, I mean it's just I guess yeah. I don't really tweet that much anymore. I still tweet pretty often. Yeah. I do still tweet a lot of Go Rush stuff, but I don't tweet as often as I used to. Mainly because I have a life now.
I hate Twitter.
And also
real.
I hate Twitter,
Yeah.
But I also run a Discord, which is Kitchen, Rush Duel, Rush Anime, anything you want to talk about in there. Otherwise, that's about it.
Cool. Nick T, what's
Like
going on in
that.
your world, my man?
Not a whole lot at this exact time, but I do have music on all streaming platforms for a couple different projects, Nameling, Fragile Homes, and Mom Fight. Things coming out this year for all of them.
Let's go.
So keep your eyes peeled and your ears to the ground, and follow us on all social media platforms. Nameling's coming back very soon with some stuff.
You are where you are now for one reason and one reason only. You are a
One thing
loser.
I will announce now, even though it's not even confirmed yet. For the past couple weeks, I've been promoting a live session direct to vinyl called Least of All session that I did with Fragile Homes. Nameling will probably be doing one at the end of this summer. So just to prime you guys, be on the lookout for that. You can pick for $30. You get a personalized record that has a song of your choice. So if there's any Nameling song you want to hear and hear dedicated to you, you could have it. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
You just summoned your mom.
Yeah. Pete, Clueless Gamers on YouTube, Twitter, PeteForCow21. I'm also on Thursday nights, not this Thursday because tomorrow's the 4th of July, but on Thursday nights, Super Deprot. Right now, playing Life is Strange. Be there. I think that's Thursday the 11th.
Yeah.
That's when I will be back. Probably about 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Come check it out.
I got nothing.
Okay. The Witch's Kitchen for the best Rush Discord in the world. Clueless Gamers for Pete's YouTube channel, and big thank you to him for helping out on Thursday nights as well on Twitch. And then twitch.tv/Dredgenator. He might be live Friday as well. I'm not positive, but I think he said something
I think he
about
said
it.
he's going to.
Yeah. So, listen, want to thank you again, Aura, for coming down. It's always awesome. Huge thank you again to Cal, Pete, Nick T, and Dredge as well. And a huge thank you to all of you guys that watched, lurked, listened, even if you were only here for 5 minutes. Thank you to everybody who donated and super chatted. Thank you so much. I cannot tell you how much it helps me out. It helps this channel grow. So I truly, truly appreciate it so much. And a huge thank you, a special thank you, of course, to Kaiju Habinu, who donated a very, very large donation. And I also got to give a shout out. I know he's not here tonight, but JR Glenn. JR also donated a very, very, very large amount right before we went live. I talked to him. He didn't have anything that he necessarily wanted me to say in terms of a message, but JR, I see you, man. Love you. Appreciate you. You guys are awesome.
Poll.
Oh yeah, end the poll, and then we'll wrap. We're going Yugioh. Chat's going Yugioh. 55%. And Yuhi 38. It's basically as close as Uemu and Udius was. I think it was like 57.
The poll was wrong last time.
The chat was wrong last time. Yep. All right. Love you guys. Well, next week's an After Dark No Go Rush episode. We hadn't even bring that up. No Go Rush episode this Saturday. We'll see you for an After Dark right here, same time Wednesday night. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, guys.
Good night, guys.
Good night.